evening, and welcome to Reserve Inspiration, where my friends and I play Dungeons & Dragons for your entertainment. If you're tuning in for the first time, I will say there are spoilers ahead. If you're not caught up, please check out our YouTube channel, Reserve Inspiration, and get caught up. My name is Aaron Benner, your Galaxy Master for the duration of this story. And I'm joined by Lauren as Tita, Mike playing Xaaxa Zior, Christina as Plonk, and Priya playing Minerva. And of course, behind the scenes are Kayla and Andy keeping the show up and running. Also, once we get 50 subscribers, which hopefully will be soon, we will start a t-shirt giveaway each week. Priya is actually repping the new one right now, which we'll cut to her in a second. So everyone, tell your friends and family to like and subscribe and get as many people to watch so we can start giving you some free t-shirts. Alright, so over to you, Priya. You're going to talk about t-shirts, social media, and space facts.
Alright, yeah, here's our shirt that is going to be part of our giveaway. So again, when we reach 50 followers on Twitch, we are going to start that up for you. On social media, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr. Reserve Inspiration is what will come up if you search for Reserve Inspiration. Links to those are in our Twitch as well. And today's space fact is, so at dinner with my family tonight, I asked them what they wanted to know about space. My dad said he wanted to know about black holes. My brother said he wanted to know what would happen if you were to go into a black hole. So today's cool space fact revolves around a cool word called spaghettification, which is what happens if you go into a black hole. Basically, since the black hole's energy is pulling matter into it, part of the matter that's closer to it is going to be pulled at a faster rate, so whatever's being pulled is going to stretch. So if you went into a black hole, you would be turned into a noodle before being crushed, essentially. Fun.
Cool space fact.
Cool space fact.
You know, Michael, the whole COVID-19 business has really gotten me down lately. I've read all of the books, beat all of the video games, and watched all of the Netflix, Michael.
All of the Netflix?
All of it, Michael. I just have nothing to do. Dare I say I am bored, Michael.
Have you been to the Game Reserve?
The game what?
The Game Reserve. It's a game shop. Well, it's actually more like a community of friends and gamers of all ages. I can't believe you haven't heard of it.
Well, Michael, now that you mention it, I do believe my friend Estelle plays Dungeons & Dragons there.
I wouldn't doubt it. The Game Reserve, located at 495 Center Street in Middleborough, Massachusetts, has a ton of gaming events regularly. Games like Warhammer 40k, Magic the Gathering, role-playing games like Dungeons & Dragons, and much more.
I see. How do I join, Michael? Is there some sort of membership I have to sign up for?
Not at all. Just call James at 978-298-4409. Visit their Facebook page, The Game Reserve, or stop by to get a schedule for upcoming events.
Oh, I will most certainly do one, if not all of those, Michael. Is it safe, though, you know, with the whole pandemic and whatnot?
The Game Reserve follows all of the Massachusetts state regulations and guidelines. Everyone in the store must wear a mask, and the store is cleaned frequently to keep you, your friends, family, and the community safe during these tough times.
Well, Michael, that makes me feel much better. I just hope my boredom is satiated.
If you're still bored, even after visiting the Game Reserve, which I would find pretty hard to believe, you can check out Reserve Inspiration's live Twitch stream or their YouTube channel for an exciting sci-fi fantasy story run by our Galaxy Master, Aaron. Each episode is 3 hours long. That's 1/8 of your day's boredom gone.
Michael, this Galaxy Master Aaron you speak of seems pretty cool.
He's not.
Well, thank you, Michael, for all the information about the Game Reserve. I'm off to check it out right now. Hey! Alright, so I had to use the bathroom there real quick. Everything's all good, though? Good? Ready to start?
I I'm embarrassed.
Yeah. Well, all right. Cool. That's nice.
About what? I don't understand.
So before we get into the recap, this is the last time we're going to go around to each player, and they're going to give you a brief description of their character. So if we want to jump over to Lauren, and you can give us a brief description of what Tita looks like.
Sure. So Tita is a thri-kreen, so he's basically like an ant person or a like praying mantis type person. He does stand up on 2 legs, but he has 4 arms. He's kind of slouchy because he's real, I don't know.
He's always stoned.
He's always stoned, so he's kind of a slow mover. And yeah, he carries a pickaxe because he's a tunneler, and he's just really chill, and I wish he was real because he'd be my best friend.
Mike?
Alright, Xaaxa is a blue man of sorts. He is not part of the Blue Man group, though. He's far too good for that. He's not. He thinks he is. He's partially amphibious, so he can breathe underwater for up to an hour. That's really all. But he is a very studious man. Always has his nose his slight nose very far.
Awesome. Christina?
Yeah, so Plonk is a female Vardon. She has purple skin, blue eyes. She's 4'1", and yeah, a Vardon is. They used to be goblins. They're evolved goblins that went more of like the elf route, and so her ears are a little longer than elf ears, but they're not like huge, sticking out like goblin ears.
Awesome. Priya?
So Minerva is a tall ASMR woman. She's about 6 feet tall. She wears very, very dark colors, black clothing, dark brown leather armor. She has long black hair that's in just like a loose ponytail. The sides of her head are shaved. And she wears a copper-colored mask constantly. The mask has like textured patterns of vines and flowers on it. And unless specifically stated, that mask is always on.
All right, very good. So, give a little bit of a recap, and we'll jump right into where the party last was. So last time on Reserve Inspiration, the party had to bond together to end a swarm of drill beetles before it damaged the gun 792, or the Galactic Unrest Neutralizer 792, their decommissioned and rickety ship. After some very clever ideas and ingenuity, the party dispatched their foes, but not before the swarm disabled the ship's 2 main cannons and also 8 holes through the hull of the gun, causing an escape of atmosphere and oxygen, almost disabling the entire party. After some difficult repairs, with whichever tools remained after the battle, the investigators continued forward to the Great Inferno nexus point. Upon entering, Kubrick, their ASMR pilot, warns that they can't touch down here as the pathway is too narrow. However, the sensors indicate structures not but a few miles away in the opposite direction. Flying overhead, the party could see around 20 or so bronze structures completely engulfed in flame. They decide to touch down there, and this is where we left off. So, party of adventurers. You're kind of hovering above this town, and Kubrick is starting to land the gunship. And yeah, what is your plan of action?
So is this town, like, just so I know, so that I can like visualize it better?
Let me give you a description.
Okay.
So, yeah, as you are looking out the front windshield of your ship, you see, like I said, about 20 or so bronze structures. Some are a couple stories tall, some are just one singular story. But each of these buildings is completely engulfed in flame, as is the entire area, because you are in the Great Inferno, which is part of the elemental chaos. Flying ahead, you do not see any life. You just see these structures and buildings. But yeah, it's just a roaring flame all around. There's an area maybe 100 feet or so away from the town that Kubrick could touch down.
Are these buildings just like constantly on fire? How have they not burned down yet?
That's a good question. Might be a question to ask the inhabitants if you find any.
Because magic.
Because magic!
I would just like to ask Cooper, so if we land and we venture out into this town, is this atmosphere conducive for us to be walking around in?
Find out if he knows anything about the Great Inferno. Well, Captain, I don't know too much. I do know that humanoids like us are able to traverse the Great Inferno. For how long? That's the question.
I see. Do we have any sort of... Are there any suits on the ship that would protect against abnormal atmospheric conditions?
No.
Okay.
Not on this decommissioned gunship. Unfortunately. Anyone else have anything before Cooper touches down?
I mean, why are we even touching down?
Because you can't touch down in the area that you need to go, so you need to, because it's not wide enough for the ship to land. So you need to land somewhere further away from the point you're trying to get to.
Okay, so how are we supposed to get to that point if we can't get off the ship?
Again, you have
We can
something
get
you have to
off.
figure out as you go.
Yeah.
He said we can get out there. Just
Yeah, the pathway is quite narrow. It's like a black. I'm trying to think of what the word is. I'm trying to think of for what type of stone it is.
Volcanic?
It is volcanic, but yeah. Regardless, there's like black stone with bits of like lava that go through, and it just looks like big stones with just lava kind of trailing through all of them throughout.
So, like, essentially, like, the ship can't go the rest of the way. Like, we need to find another way.
It could physically fly there, but it can't touch down, which means
Okay.
you are not going to be able to get out.
We can't
So we just need
investigate
to land
anything.
and walk. Or
Mhm.
something.
Okay.
So while you're maybe you have a discussion with the group while Kubrick is landing the ship. That's what he is currently up to at the moment.
Can't say I really expected to find anything in this. Like, I know it's only 20 buildings, but I'm surprised.
Yeah.
fire. That's what time it is.
It's fire
All right. So as you're all sitting there silently with each other,
Staring at the fire.
staring at the fire.
Just kind of like.
It's a very mesmerizing
I mean,
sight.
yeah.
It is. It's beautiful and horrific at the same time. You're literally inside a giant fire.
What color is it? Is it just orange?
It is. It's orange. You can see like licks of yellow and red, and yeah, it's basic, regular fire, looking fire. But you can, as Kubrick is landing, you can feel the ship kind of uneasily, a little bit of turbulence as it's touching down, and then eventually you finally feel the landing gear hit the ground, and yeah. Kubrick's like, Captain, we have touched down. There are now some humanoid creatures heading toward the ship, so I don't know what you want to do about that, but...
Well, I say we go meet them. They can help guide us forward.
Absolutely. I will stay here and continue to try to fix the ship, and the rest
Good
of you, good luck. So
Kind.
the exit ramp in the my notes here. The exit ramp in the engine room begins to descend and eventually touches down as well, leaving you a space to walk out. And as you are all there looking down and out, you can see 4 or 5 figures through the heat, like the heat waves that you can kind of see heading toward you. Only one of them seems to be brandishing any type of weapon, and they have some type of hammer in their hand.
Okay.
I can lead as we're walking out of the ship, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna want those.
Tita gets ready.
Nice. All right. So do you all descend onto the blackened stone?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna stand in front of the rest of my crew.
I want to take my short bow with me.
Okay. Are you gonna have it wielded, or is it going to be just not slung in your back?
Wielded.
Okay.
I'm leaving my weapons on my back.
Okay. Anyone else? Anything?
I mean,
I will
doesn't
take
matter.
2 books with me.
Not the usual.
Is one of them your
7.
spell book?
Not the usual
Not
spell.
100,
Yes,
just
one of them
2.
is
Is
the
the
spell
other
book.
your journal?
Yes.
All right. Fantastic.
Those 2, because I don't know what's going to... Actually, I'm not going to take my journal. I'm going to take another blank book that I can write in.
Okay. Just,
Just
so
in
it doesn't burn
case
up.
it burns up.
Smart.
Good
That's
idea.
why you're the smart one of the group. All right. So you all begin to descend this stairwell, and with Minerva leading. And as you do, you hear the one with the hammer steps forward amongst the other 4. You hear. Does anyone speak primordial?
Ooh! Ooh.
Oh, you do, Xaaxa.
Yes,
Okay.
I do.
Anyone else?
I don't, but I can do that telepathy thing.
Okay. All right. So let me know when you want to use that.
I love that.
So Xaaxa, you hear something along the lines of, "What brings you to our domain in the Great Inferno?"
I will say in primordial, and I will not try to make up words. We seek passage through.
And as you say that, you take a good look. The 4 of you take a good look at these humanoids, and you see they don't have skin. It seems as though their bodies are made of bronze, but they have fiery beards and fiery hair, and there's bits of fire that lick off of them in different places. They are not any type of clothing. They just have maybe some extra armor up top, and empty black void eyes, and just a metal face that does not move. So when they speak, you just hear it instead of physically seeing the mouth move. Just kind of like how we are with our masks.
Little scary.
A little scary. Sorry, what was it that you said you're
We
just...
seek passage.
We seek passage. So the rest of you hear like the cracks and scratches of this guy speaking, but Xaaxa, you hear, what is your destination? And why?
Minerva, what is our exact destination here?
Is that what he wants to know?
Yes.
The center of the elemental chaos.
Tell me it's none of his business. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Kidding.
Yeah, the center of the elemental chaos is where we're heading.
We seek the center of the elemental chaos.
And to what end?
What concern of it is yours?
We are the...
Does that make sense? I feel like it
I
didn't
love that
make
you
sense.
just deferred to me, like, as that grammatically correct.
Did that actually make sense?
Yep.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. I don't care. I say it anyway.
Yeah. It's fine.
We are some of the protectors of this realm, and we do not wish to see anyone do it harm. This is our home, and we will protect it if necessary.
Can I just look at Blanc and be like, yo, what the? You guys
Yeah,
are just...
you have no idea what's being said right now. Nothing whatsoever.
I'm just
We
like,
mean no harm to you or anyone. We are here for everyone's protection.
So
looks-
what is he saying?
He kind of looks you up and down.
I don't think he trusts us.
I mean, I wouldn't either, but what is he saying?
He wants to know why we're here. He wants to defend his home.
Well, that's good, actually. I mean, if you could tell him that we are here investigating a potential cataclysmic event and trying to prevent it.
Now think about what you want to say before you continue. But as you're discussing this with each other, your ears begin to pick up some other noise, and you can hear hammer against metal. There's definitely some type of blacksmith or some type of metal work being done in the city. And it doesn't sound like just one. It sounds like there's multiple areas that might be smiths working, and also your nose as you step out begins to burn with the smell of sulfur, and just the overwhelming heat. You can feel each breath in, just that the heat is just going down into your lungs, and it's got to be at least 140 degrees in here, if not more. It is very hot, and you can all begin to feel sweat start to drip down your back and collect at the base of your armor, and start to come down your temples and forehead. Go ahead.
And Xaaxa, should this event happen, their home will be in incredible danger. I think he has a right to know that.
We have come here to help you protect your lands. We feel as though you are all in danger.
I see. And as he says this, who has the highest passive perception out of you all? Minerva. You see, Tita doesn't seem to be sweating at all. But you do notice that Tita's really droopy antenna just begin to slowly raise up and then go perfectly straight into the air.
That's how I stay cool, man. That's how I stay cool, Green.
Yeah, kind of like, rabbits or hares in the desert. They have those long ears that help to
They do have those.
get rid of the heat. But yeah.
Tita
So
doesn't sweat, he glows.
Exactly. He looks you up and down really carefully. And he says, I can lead you to where you need to go. My name is Brazzen, elected ruler of Emberhearth.
Perfect! I am Xaaxa. Information extraordinaire.
He just looks at you funny.
One day.
And the rest of your compatriots.
Brazzen, he said?
What?
Brazzen?
Brazzen, yeah.
Brazzen. Everyone, this is Brazzen.
Hi,
He
Brazzen.
kind of lifts the hammer up in a little bit of instead of nodding, it's more of a hammer
What's
lift.
up?
Green.
I'll go back to Primordial and say, Brazzen, this is Tita, Plonk,
Tita, Plonk,
and Minerva.
Minerva, Brazzen. And that's the only thing you understand from what he's saying. He eyes you, looks away. So you are heading to the center of the elemental chaos, you say?
That is correct.
You say you are here to protect this realm.
We have been informed that someone or something unknown is going to the center.
Is that something you?
No, we are there to stop it.
Well, members of our village traverse that length of journey quite often. We head to the elemental mass to gather up metals and whatnot for our construction. I most certainly can lead you to the center.
What kind of metals?
There are many. Bronze, brass, adamantine, steel, iron. Pretty much any metal you can think of, you will find there.
Very interesting. Thank you, thank you.
While these two are talking, can I just whip open, I definitely snuck one of those pre-packaged meals, and I'm just gonna tear it open and just
You tear it open and it's frozen, but it's not frozen for long. It instantly begins to start melting down your arm, and if you want to wait, probably be nice and warm for you in a bit.
So how is it that you survive here?
We are made of elemental fire.
Interesting, interesting.
What's he saying?
Everyone's completely oblivious.
Yeah, no.
Oh, yes, he will be our guide.
Oh, that easily?
Made of fire, interesting.
Xaaxa, does he want anything in return?
He hasn't mentioned that yet.
Most people do
Don't.
not do things for free.
Don't want to mention it to him. But they go there, or nearby at least, to mine metals. So they will guide us at least that far.
Okay.
So when are we leaving?
A few more questions. How are your structures still standing?
Well, we take pride in our construction. We do not construct just our buildings, but we construct our children, if you will. Humanoids like yourselves can birth children, whereas Azer create ours. And in doing so, we can infuse this brass that we build with elemental fire, keeping it standing.
I'm sorry, what did you call yourselves?
Azer.
Azer. Interesting. How do you spell Azer?
Azer.
Perfect, that's what I
We
thought.
travel the vast mineral maze for the metals necessary to build our kin, imbue our fire essence into the constructed brass bodies.
Now, when you say mineral maze, what do you mean by that?
Well,
Is it a... Could it be called a labyrinth? Or is it more...
it is not so much a labyrinth. It is large boulders that float through astral space.
Okay.
I'd like to use my telepathy then.
Mm-hmm. Are you speaking to Brazzen or one of the other four that are there?
I just kind of like, I don't even notice that I'm like doing it, but I'm like in my head I'm thinking like, can we go now? Like I'm getting like bored
All right.
or whatever, and it'll like go to him.
Yeah, Brazzen just kind of looks to you, and you don't understand what. Oh no, because he can reply in his head, correct?
Mhm.
So you just hear, "Why so hasty, young one? There is much to discuss."
He just talked to me.
What?
I was just sitting here thinking how I was so bored and how I wanted to go, and I was like, can I just go now? And I was thinking in my head, now my telepathy thing went off, and I guess he heard me, and he talked back to me.
What telepathy thing?
Good question.
And how are you not
Wait,
aware
I'm
that
gonna...
you were doing
What
telepathy?
I don't know, I guess I just did it. I've always been able to do it.
So immediately turn from Brazzen and go. Now, exactly what age were you when you found out you could use telepathy?
I don't know, I've always been
I don't know if this is what we need to be figuring out right now, Xaaxa.
What am I thinking right now?
I don't know.
Well, then you're not very good at it.
Just crickets.
There's a difference between telepathy and reading someone's mind. So those are two different things.
Tita, you can tell by the body language of Brazzen that he is not amused, and he is he's getting a little impatient.
Can I just hand him an edible?
So you
I
just
reach
walk
into
up.
my purse and I'm just like, yeah.
He looks at it for a second and he says, "We do not consume food." He has literally no. His mouth is just metal.
Can
It
I,
doesn't
like-
open.
So wait, what does this face look like if he has?
So he's got.
Because now I'm definitely gonna be like looking
He's got
for
a
a mouth or like a hole that I could shove this into, like so that
Because
way.
he didn't understand a word he just said.
Right, he's like, come on, I'm like, yeah, dude, like just take it.
He's got a fully solid face,
Okay.
except for the two eyes are like black voids
Okay.
that have fire kind of emanating out of them.
Okay.
And then he's got like flame hair, and he's got a big flame beard.
Okay.
And there's no, like I said, there's no holes except for the two eye holes. The mouth, you can see that there's a mouth, but it's just solid and doesn't move.
All right, so then
Teacher's like, yeah, I'm sure, like, take it.
yeah, so I'm gonna be like, yeah, dude, it's fine. And then he's gonna still be, and then
Tita, he
I'm
said they don't eat.
He'll
I'm gonna-
take it,
I'm gonna. Oh, I was gonna try
he'll
to put
take
it.
it,
I was gonna
and then
try to
just
put
in
it
his hand it goes into flame and ash.
What?
I don't.
Can we go?
So Brazzen is looking at you expectantly.
Well,
Alright, I'm like dying in the goggles.
I believe it is time for us to be led, if it's all the same with you.
I suppose I can bring you now. And he turns to one of the other 4 that are with him. He kind of whispers something into one's ear, and then says, "If you're all ready, let's begin."
Ready?
Xaaxa, could you ask him how long this journey is?
Exactly how long is this going to take?
To the center of the elemental chaos should take no more than an hour if you keep a good pace.
Hour at a good pace?
Oh, okay, alright.
It's
If it
gonna
was
take
multiple
an
days, I would have
hour.
suggested we take food, but it sounds like we should be fine.
I mean, I already packed some snacks.
Perfect.
It's gonna take an hour. I'm already so hot.
Yes, you are. It is very, very hot. The heat is so oppressive. Like each breath burns your lungs.
Great.
And like I said before, the pungent smell of sulfur just accosts all your senses. It's like burning your eyes and your nose.
Oh, so maybe I will put the goggles.
Let's get this done quick and then plug, yeah?
Yeah. I guess.
Yeah.
Make sure your volume up there, girl. All right, so Brazzen turns. The other 4 head back to their respective huts and hovels and buildings, and everyone begins to move off. And as you start to move, the sound of the blacksmith, the hammers on anvils slowly fades away as you all begin to move off into the distance. Like I said, it is oppressively hot, and you have to be very careful where you step because there are little pools of magma every once in a while, and also bursts of flame just shoot up out of the road ahead of you here and there. My question to you for this travel: would you like to move at a quick pace, a normal pace, or a slow pace?
Not quick, we'll sweat to death and die.
Yeah, I think a normal pace, maybe. Like, can we, like, is normal but careful a thing, or would that have to be slow?
Slow is more like you're trying to be stealthy and not alert anything of your
okay.
presence. Normal speed is just regular movement, and fast is like you're really hustling to get there.
So, like,
Right.
normal and looking out for, like,
eyes
the
peeled,
puddles
yeah,
of
normal
lava.
eyes peeled.
All right. So Brazzen's up front. So who would like to assist him with a perception check as you all move through?
Well, you know,
I can.
before we start moving,
Mm-hmm.
I would just like to say, if I can,
Mm-hmm. Are you casting a spell?
I am casting a spell. It's gonna...
Which spell, just so that Kayla is able to...
Oh, yes,
work
I'm going
around
to
it?
cast Expeditious Retreat,
Okay.
because I think that will be helpful here. You might be able to move a little
Possible.
faster. And I will say, oh my god, this is going to be terrible. I apologize for Hrothorfa.
Okay, and as you say that, your body begins to be imbued with this orange magical energy, and you just feel this super speed about you.
Cool.
All right. So you're definitely moving faster than everyone else, if you'd like
Well-
to. Tita is keeping
Okay.
close behind,
I was
but
gonna say my
with your
speed
spell,
is-
you are much faster than Tita.
I'm still faster than them.
I'm like holding up the back, like
I'm gonna...
Wait,
I'm
isn't she little? Can I carry her?
Yeah.
I'm
You
like
are.
dragging my bow.
Oh, yeah, but can I carry her? Like, because of my,
How's your
my
strength?
bodiness? I meant,
You
like,
have 4 arms.
Yeah.
You can make a strength check if you'd like. Mm-mm.
I mean, the girl's getting tired. 16.
16? Yeah, that's enough. She's small. You can lift her right up onto your shoulders if you want.
I'm only 90 pounds.
Get over here, girl. I'll just hoist her up. Oh, she can hold on to my antenna.
Yeah. Because they are straight up right now.
Oh, that's cute.
Alright, so Plonk is getting a piggyback ride from Tita. Xaaxa is moving very quickly around. So, but who was going to make the perception check with
I can
Brazzen?
with that, yeah.
Alright.
Ooh, 19 plus 5.
Ooh.
I also rolled a 19 for Brazzen. His bonus is not as high, but it's still very good.
Alright.
Yeah, so between the two of you, anything that kind of like a bubble that pops out of the magma on the side of this pathway, or a burst of flame, or anything that moves, the two of you are just like there, pointing things out as you go. There isn't much verbal communication since he doesn't understand you and you don't understand him. But you're very careful to point out these different things. There's one point that you see this almost humanoid-looking flame kind of emerge off in the distance, and it kind of like hovers around on top of the magma for a bit and then pops back down, but you don't.
Were Brazzen and I looking at the same, like were we looking in the same direction on that?
He's been keeping his eye on the right-hand side,
Oh, okay.
so if you're keeping your eye on the left-hand side, you would have seen that.
Okay.
that
So
side.
I feel like if I did see something like that, I would probably just like give him a nudge and then point that way.
Yeah, he'll kind of look and
I don't know if it is a
he'll just
gone.
kind of put his finger up to his mouth and just, kind of get everyone forward. Halfway to your destination, I would like everyone to roll a Constitution saving throw, as it is very hot and you are all becoming exhausted as you move through this heat.
Nat 20.
See?
That's 3 nat 20s.
Oh!
I'm carrying Plonk. What?
We got Plonk.
What?
Sorry, I was reading.
I was gonna say,
Because
What
I
are you
thought
You know what would be really cool? If you got a
Yeah.
nat 20 right now.
It'd be really cool.
Oh, well, that's great, because I got a... Hold on. Perception?
No.
No.
Constitution saving throw.
What the girl?
I don't know. It's a 9.
A 9. Alright. Yeah, so you... Even though you're on the
I
shoulders
was
of
gonna say,
Tita,
girl, you're not even walking. You're gonna be like,
not even walking, this heat is affecting you a lot. You are from the spring section, not the summer section. You're not used to this incredible heat. So, yeah, you currently have disadvantage on any ability checks as you are moving through this terrain.
is she like limp or is she still sitting up?
No, you can see that she's not so tired where she's about to like pass out or anything, but you can see that she's just getting wiped. Like she's sweating profusely. She's like panting almost like a dog.
I'm gonna be
would.
like, oh, like my neck's probably all wet. I'm gonna be like,
I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah.
Probably.
Brazzen looks perfectly fine. The other three of you, you're resisting this heat very well.
yeah.
I don't know how.
I know, right? With your -1.
I feel like I should be.
My
I have the
metallic,
most
like,
layers
carapace
on.
is just reflecting the heat off of me, so, like, I don't feel
On
It's
to
reflecting
Plonk.
it
Oh, that's why Plonk is dying.
But Brazzen looks over to you, Xaaxa, and he says, "We are about halfway at this point.
Good,
Would you like to
good.
continue at this pace?"
How does everyone feel? We're about halfway now.
I'm good. Let's keep it up.
Stellar.
Okay, Plunk
I'm not
staying on
walking.
Tita's shoulders.
I mean, yeah, you just said she's
Alright.
getting worse. I'll
Oh,
tell you.
yeah.
Give me another strength check for the second part of the journey.
12.
So, the four of you with Brazzen continue to move on. And about 20 minutes to a half hour goes by, and as you are moving through, again, the heat wave it's hard to see in front of you, almost like there's a mirage. And as you are moving forward, Minerva, with your passive perception as it is, you can start to see in the distance this dark, just circular sphere just hovering off the ground, and it's kind of undulating in place.
Is it huge? Or
It's
is it
quite
just, like,
large. I'd say it's probably about 15 feet diameter. So just, 15 feet
Okay.
tall, if you will.
Same thing. I'm just gonna nudge
And-
Brazzen and just like raise my eyebrow. Well, he can't see my eyebrows actually. Just like tilt my head.
And on either side, if you're looking ahead at this thing, you can see that this fire realm just kind of intersects, And to the right, as you're looking, you can see that there's this stormy wind that is just blowing and lightning crackling, and you can hear in the distance loud thunderous booms. And on the left-hand side, you can see a very dark, maybe water or some type of liquid that is just kind of swooshing in place, just kind of almost as if there are bits of wave that are just crashing against the shoreline. It's kind of on the sides of this that are just kind of waves are moving. Those are the two extensions that you can see that jut out from this undulating orb.
Okay, and it's dark, like it's a dark sphere.
It is dark. Every once in a while, you see like a burst of fire come out, maybe a crackle of lightning energy, drips of water, different types of things like that. But yes, it is a large mass in the center. With the passive perceptions of the two of you, you can also kind of see this as you get a little closer. Plonk, you are a bit tired and you're kind of just not really paying attention, so it takes you a bit, but eventually you do end up seeing this as well as you all approach. Brazzen kind of stands off to the side and he says, "Ahead. That is what you were looking for, I believe." That's to you, Xaaxa.
Yes, I believe you are correct.
Xaaxa,
He mentions that might be what we're looking for.
What is that?
What we're looking for.
that looks like that might be the center. Xaaxa, could you ask him if anything about it seems out of the ordinary? Like, is it usually this color? Does it usually move like that? Is there anything wrong with it? If you could just ask him that, please.
Brazzen, does this... You've seen this before, correct?
Many a time.
Does anything look off about it?
Difficult to say from this distance. I may have to get a closer look, but it does seem a bit larger at the very least.
He says it's tough to see, but it seems larger than normal.
Would he bring us closer? Or would he come with us if we went closer?
I believe so. Care to lead us a little closer?
Of course. I was just pointing it out. And he begins to continue his traversing toward this sphere. How close would you all like to get to it at first glance?
How close are we from it right now?
At the moment, you're a good distance. What I'm saying, like, as you're walking up, how close do you want to get to it when you get there?
Is it getting hotter as we get closer, or is it
You're
just
probably
like
a half
same?
mile from it at the moment. It is not getting hotter. No, it's actually getting a bit cooler, but at the same time, more humid as well.
Okay, I want to go probably 60 feet away from it.
Okay.
Same, at first.
So everyone makes their way roughly 60 feet from this orb.
Yes.
All right, yeah. So what you do, what you
If
see...
it's getting cooler,
a
Well,
bit-
that's why I was
I wanna go
asking,
towards
because
it.
if it was hotter, I wasn't gonna move closer
Yeah.
to it because she
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
already.
I know it seems to be getting a bit cooler, but again,
Okay.
like I said, the humidity is horrible, and which is making you sweat even more.
great.
But not you, TT. So yeah, this undulating and pulsing mass of swirling energy. You can, like I said before, you can see the drips of water and ice falling off from the bottom, jolts of lightning kind of crackling along the sides, and bursts of flame that just kind of out the top. What would you like to do? You're still in this fire realm, about 60 feet away from this orb. Like I said before, you can kind of see the water realm and the air realm off to the sides. Those are probably 100 or so feet away from you, the entrances to those.
Brazzen, have you ever seen any other creatures from the other realms nearby?
Nearby, no, but if you were to enter into the realms, anything could happen.
And what
There
would
are many.
happen?
There are many denizens in each that could be quite dangerous.
Okay. And what would happen if we were to get closer to the sphere in the middle? Do you know?
I've gone right up to it before with no issue, but It is bigger, so I don't
Interesting.
know.
Okay.
Are there like dancing flames and stuff happening like next to us? Like stuff like coming up?
Yeah, a little. It's a lot less than it was when you were traversing the pathway all the way to this location. 60 feet, you're still kind of far away from it, but as you get to the center, the ground itself is kind of cooled volcanic rock. There isn't as much like lava streams running through it or fire bursting up. Again, it's still hot. You can definitely still see flame here and there, but it's not as bad as it was before.
If I was to pick up a rock,
I know.
would I burn my hand?
What is it?
Only one way to find out.
Nope.
Nope.
Not doing
It's
that.
like the button you like.
See, and you said I was
it,
the
and then
smart one.
I'm like,
Well,
As you put your hand, or you get off at Tita, I'm assuming, now that you're
Yeah.
at this location.
yeah.
And as you're putting your hand down to it, you can just feel the heat just emanating off of it. And you're like,
Okay.
ah.
I'm going to take my bow and try to hit it almost like a golf club, like hit a rock towards the
Okay.
thing.
Make a dex check.
Let's try you. Nat 20.
Ooh. And you're aiming for the orb.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you take your bow and you use it like a golf club, and you swing, hit this little small rock, and it flies. It kind of bounces, and then bounces up into the orb. And when it hits the orb, it just kind of shakes for a second and falls to the ground.
Huh. I'm going to take a couple of more steps closer then. Sure.
As you do, nothing seems to be happening. It's the same level of undulating and pulsing and whatnot.
Okay. I'm going to turn to everybody and be like, look, nothing's happening.
Don't touch it.
Yeah, maybe let's not get too close to it yet. Xaaxa, I have a couple questions I'd like to ask our guide if you would be a translator for a moment.
Sure.
So, okay, the first thing that I want to know if he knows is, has this center of the elemental chaos ever changed in size before?
Have you seen any change in this sphere before in size?
Besides the recent increase,
Yes.
it's been the same, or at least as far as I could tell, it's been the same.
When you say recent, when did you first notice?
About a couple weeks, maybe.
Couple weeks. He says this is the first change he's noticed, but it was a couple weeks ago that he first noticed it.
Does he know of any way for creatures to pass through it? Is this something that you can go inside of?
Is this something you can go inside of?
We have never attempted.
Have you ever tried to make contact with it before?
Yes, I've poked it with my hammer specifically. Others have touched it to no avail.
It seems as though it's not any kind of portal. It has been touched before and nothing has happened.
I see. Does he know of anything that lives inside it, or does it even have the potential to house a creature inside it, or not even a creature, an entity?
Do you know anything that could live inside of this or exist?
He says, inside, I would assume not. Possibly a creature of one of these realms, but it seems as though all elements are in here instead of just one of the four.
He says he thinks it may be possible, but he's not unsure.
Okay.
Or you said there was like no lava anymore coming up out of the rocks. It's
Correct.
basically just-
Yeah,
So
there's
I'm
like
just gonna take
little,
my
little
pickaxe
tiny
and start,
bursts
like,
of fire and stuff. Yeah.
I'm bored, so I'm gonna just start chipping at like see if I can find more lava. I don't know. I was like,
Yeah, you start chipping at the pathway.
Yeah.
And after a bit, you probably a couple minutes of digging down, you hit a bit like a small pocket of lava. Anything you want to do with that lava?
I just
Or
want to look at it.
just investigate. Very good, very good. He says, "So was the plan to just stand around?"
What did he say?
He wants to know what our plan is now.
I don't want to know the same thing.
I want to touch it.
I advise against touching it.
Yeah.
But you saw the rock. It didn't do anything. I want to
You
pick
are
the
not
rock up
a
and
rock.
throw it into it.
Okay. Yeah, so you pick up it's like, but you don't take damage or anything, but it is very hot. And you toss it and make another dex check.
Use the same one.
12 plus 3, 15.
15. From this distance, throwing something, it is not enough to get there. It just about halfway, it kind of hits the ground, bounces a bit, and then rolls.
Oh, sad.
Yeah, you're a good distance away from it still.
Sad.
I kind of give Brazzen a hand as like, wait a second, and I'm gonna start approaching it. I'll get to about 10 feet away.
Okay.
I want to take note.
Yeah, so it's
Also, is my book still like not on fire?
it's not on fire.
It is
Perfect.
singed
The
up.
pages are getting a little like
Crispy?
dry and crispy, but no, it's not on
Crunchy
fire.
book.
Can I follow him?
Well, actually, you're in a pretty humid area now, so the humidity's probably bringing to
Soaking
life.
the book
Yeah,
back
soaking it
up.
back up.
Oh,
This is
yes.
worse.
Can I walk?
Pages are sticking
I
together.
want to follow him.
Yeah. So the two of you get up to roughly 10 feet away. How about the two of you?
I'm going to approach a little.
I feel like I'm
What
just
is-
gonna.
I'll get like
watch
within
first.
30 feet of it.
Within 30 feet. All right. You're gonna watch from where you are currently.
I'm gonna like behind Minerva. I guess I'll be slowly and then just keeping an eye on like just everything that's.
Yeah. all right. Perfect. So I would like for Xaaxa, Minerva, and Plonk to make wisdom saving throws.
Awesome.
Ha! Joke's on you. That's my second best one.
You know, you say this about every one of
I
your
know.
stats. How are we supposed
Joke's
to
on
believe
me.
you
I'm
ever?
gonna roll terribly.
Ooh.
Well, it just went out. Oh, it's not
Alright,
terrible.
this is interesting.
10 plus 3 is 13.
Same thing!
4.
4. Plonk. You get this urge, this overwhelming urge to move right up to it and touch it. You need to
She already
know.
had that urge.
You need to know
Okay.
more about this.
Yeah.
So I will let you do with that information what you will.
I start to take steps forward and like reaching out my hand to touch
And
it.
as you step forward, you see these two energy tendrils just grab you and into the orb.
Oh, bro.
The
Okay,
orb.
Okay.
The orb stops pulsing and begins to spin
I'm gonna
rapidly.
Bye,
I'm gonna start slowly backing away from
I
where
die.
I was.
Zaxa, you see Plonk get pulled right in, and then this thing stops undulating and begins to spin faster and faster and faster.
What's
Yeah.
the guy? I want to look at the dude and
The-
see like what his face is because I don't even know where I am, but he
Well-
kind of knows.
His face is the same as it always is because it's a solid metal plate.
So it never
But
changes.
you can see with your passive insight, you can see that
Is like
he's not used to this. He's slowly backing away. He's got the hammer up in one arm, kind of like defensively.
Brazzen, what's going on?
I do
Zaxa,
not
why
know.
didn't you grab her?
I'm
Get back here, get back here,
the
get back here.
pickaxe is coming out. The pickaxe
I'll
is coming
head
out.
back to them. Do I look like the kind of person who can save anyone?
She was right next to you. I don't know.
What the bro, man?
I didn't know.
As you're all saying this, the circle, the orbit's just spinning and spinning and
Is it
spinning
like
and spinning.
windy or like
Like
are we just seeing it or are we affected by like
you are not affected from the distance you're at. Xaaxa, you can feel the wind whipping as this thing is spinning in place.
Every now and then
But
you
it's
hear-
not affecting you. You're not getting blown around or anything like
You
that.
just hear,
Minerva and Tita. Actually, all of you would notice this. From the top of this spinning sphere, you see a humanoid form emerge. Fairly short, maybe around the 4 or so. 4 or so feet.
4'1".
The top.
4 or so feet.
Okay.
And this being it's like the same stature as Plonk. It looks similar to Plonk, however it is not Plonk. You can see almost like a clearish force or wind keeping this humanoid creature together. And they're just floating up there, feet together, hands fairly outstretched, just sitting there.
So can we not see Plonk at all?
You cannot see Plonk at this time.
Can we assume that this is not Plonk, or is it
Right, like
Like-
you're saying looks like, so do we think it's her or we don't think
Why
it's her?
don't the two of you make insight checks? And we'll see what you think. Minerva, looks like Plonk, probably Plonk.
Nat 20 plus 4.
Tita, though it looks like it kind of looks like Plonk, you don't think it's Plonk. She obviously this form is corporeal. Like you can see through it all the way, and you think maybe whatever this entity is stole the form of Plonk.
Okay.
And is just kind of floating above this sphere as it continues to spin faster and faster, to the point where you almost can't tell that it's spinning because it is spinning so fast. What would you like to do?
Yeah, no, Minerva just like looks up and she's like, Plonk!
I'm like,
What happened? Can you come down?
No, I don't think it's her.
The form, with incredible speed, right down in front of you, and it's just hovering there. And though you see no eyes, where the eyes would be are just staring, as if staring into your soul.
I wicked like the
Just
pickaxe is
hovering
out.
there.
I'm ready. Like I can see that it's close to her. Like I'm just.
And you hear, "Thank you for finally releasing me.
Who are you?
That is none of your business."
Where's Plonk?
Well, if we released you, you owe us that answer.
You may think that I owe you something, but I owe you nothing.
Where's Plonk?
Is Plonk the one that joined me inside the sphere?
Yeah, duh.
Well, you'll see her soon enough. And this form is like within 5 feet of you, just over to where you are. And it's kind of staring into your eyes. Back
Yeah,
and
well, my
forth.
big bug eyes
Your
are
big
blinking
bug
right
eyes.
now.
Xaaxa, what are you doing at the moment?
Taking notes.
Okay.
I'm gonna make
On-
one character.
Everything.
This entity, as he's kind of hovering in front of you, just says, again, thank you all. And just begins to rocket out, just up and out.
Wait, I have
I'm
questions!
gonna try and shoot him.
Go for it.
Alright.
Where are you from?
Crossbow out. That is
Come on.
11 plus 5.
16?
Yeah.
As you fire this bolt at it, it's a direct shot toward this being. And as it's maybe within 2 feet, and it kind of looks back and just a little blow, and the bolt, and then eventually falls back to the ground. And at this point, this entity is gone. And as you're all looking up at this entity, you kind of stop for a second and look back, and now this sphere is no longer spinning, but it is kind of rocketing and shaking, and it's pulsating as if it's about to explode. What would you all like to do?
Who has rope?
Get
I do.
the hell out of there.
What's the plan, Xaaxa? Why do you need the rope?
You're the most durable.
I say as I take out
What?
all the rope.
We're gonna tie to you, you're going in, and we're getting Flonk back!
What?
No. Tita's not going in. I'm going in.
Yeah, what?
Very well.
the rope. I'm tying
You
it
hold the
around
rope.
my waist.
I'm not strong enough.
Fine, if I don't have, as long as I don't have.
Alright, so like with all 4 arms.
Okay. So you all have this rope, and you're about to who's going in?
I'm.
You're about to leap in, and as you do, the whole sphere just, as if it was liquid, just to the ground and just spreads out, covering all of you in this just what
Like-
you would assume is water, maybe.
Oh, okay.
You're
I
not
was
really
like
sure.
gross or just wet?
But you, as it splashes out, you can hear, and the steam from the warm ground starts to come up all around you, giving you a bit of a fog in the area, and you can see Brazzen just still backing up and looking like, what is going on? Like this is not something that has ever happened before. And as this thing splashes out, the 3 of you notice as you're getting the rope ready and whatnot, Plunk is just laying motionless in the center of the ground where this sphere once.
I'm like
No!
running over to Plonk.
Run over immediately.
Yeah.
Plunk, can you roll a d6 for me?
Yeah, I'm like running over and I've got like an arm like under her back. I'm like helping her sit up.
Okay, clearly we all just sprint.
6.
Oh, alright. As the 3 of you run over to her and you go to touch her, her body is cold. It is freezing. And you can see almost like a frost that has kind of covered her body. She's laying there motionless. What would the 3 of you like to do?
Just healing hands immediately. I don't know what this is, but I can only heal things through magic, so yeah. I don't know what that does for you since you have all your hit points, but presumably.
Okay. So you go down and you touch Plunk and you give her those healing points. And as you do that, Plunk's eyes open. And you see almost a glossy frost over the eyes themselves until it kind of melts and 2 tears come dripping down her face.
Aww.
But you are perfectly fine.
Perfectly.
3 episodes later, remember that time?
So, what would you like to do? Brazzen is like,
Cry.
What? What did you all do? And obviously none of you can understand him except Xaaxa.
Yeah, no, I ignore him. What happened? Tell me everything.
What happened? Tell me everything.
The only thing you remember is going out to touch this thing as you're reaching out, and then those you remember those two energy tendrils wrap around you and pull you in, and as soon as you get pulled in, there's nothing. You remember nothing. of what
Can I just
happened
like be
inside.
poking her with all of my arms, like making sure she's still
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
I just, as we were walking up, I got this like strange urge to touch it. And so
I remember that, yes.
when I put my arm out, I saw the things come at me, and they grabbed me, and they pulled me in, and then nothing. And then,
Useless.
and then I woke up and cried a
So
little bit.
you don't
Not typical.
you don't remember what the inside of it looked like, or did you see anyone or anything in there? Something came out that had your form.
Well, that's creepy.
I'm still just, I'm poking. I feel like I'm just like hair, thick, everything. I'm just gonna, do you feel alright? And just kind of be. Yeah.
Plum, you feel fine. You feel a little chilly, but besides that, you feel fine. You're a bit exhausted from earlier, but
Thank God I feel cold and I love it.
Oh, that's right, 'cause you were dying earlier.
Looking around at the fire surrounding us still.
yeah.
I'm
Quite
a little
odd.
cold.
I know, are my antennas still super up?
At this point, I would say the tips are kind of drooping because, like I said, it's not as hot.
Oh, that's
in the
right, it
center.
cooled down. It cooled down a bit.
But yeah, once you start heading back in that direction, they're probably gonna whoop.
So okay, so like the fire from the Great Inferno is still.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Amazing.
So where you are currently, you're currently in the center. Now that the orb's not there, you can see beyond it, and what you see beyond that are large boulders that are just kind of swirling through astral space.
Okay.
And as far as you can see, so you can, like I said, you've got the fire in one direction, you've got the water heading this way, air heading this way, and directly forward you have all of the earth.
Okay, and like there's nothing like particular where all 4 of them meet anymore because the
Not
orb
anymore.
is
That's where the
gone?
orb
Okay.
was. And the orb is nothing now. It just kind of
Okay.
splashed out into water, which then seeped into the ground.
Fun.
Brazzen, how long has that sphere been there?
As long as anyone can remember. For eternity.
Are you sure?
Did you do?
We did nothing, Brazzen. We did nothing.
He just kind of eyes you up and down and doesn't seem to be too happy, obviously.
You were here the whole time. We're as confused as you are. But you've been here before. There's something you're not telling us.
And as you say that, the ground begins to quake. And you can see the ground where the magma was from where you are the Great Inferno. The tip of that, it begins to crack, and little spider cracks begin to fill through all of the ground in front of you, and the flames begin to waver. All around you, you can see the large boulders begin to collide with one another and break into smaller bits, and the water freezes over solid and just continues to freeze as far as you can see. The storm side becomes more erratic and crazy, and the lightning is, where before it was kind of contained within this area of wind, is now firing out in all directions out into astral space. And the ground beneath you is beginning to crack. What would you like to do?
Guys, we're gonna get out of the Cave of Wonder.
I think it's time for us to go.
Okay. Brazzen's like, I will take you back, but you must leave immediately.
No arguments here.
What is going on?
We're leaving.
We know nothing that's
Literally
being said. I'm
nothing.
still
Literally nothing. And yeah,
We need to leave now.
he seems to be a bit slower than the rest of you, but he's starting to full on sprint to get out of here because the ground underneath is beginning to crack, and there are some parts that is just falling out.
Ooh,
into
can I do my
astral
like
space.
big leap things and go?
Yeah, as the ground is cracking, there's bits that are starting to break off and start to float, and you can pew with your monkness over there.
Yeah, Minerva does not. She doesn't really move at first. She's kind of just looking at everything, and she's just saying something in Celestial, really under her breath.
Mm-hmm.
But she's stuck, and she has her hands over her stomach.
So Minerva's kind of stuck there, looking at the place where this all took place. Plonk, what are you doing?
Running.
Running. Tita's running, leaping, whatever is necessary to get out of there. Are you heading out too, Xaaxa?
Minerva, we have to go.
Do I hear him yelling at her?
Yeah.
Alright, so then I guess I'll stop and look. And then how far away from her am I right now?
You started to move out, and you were already you were about 30 feet before, so I'd say you're probably about 70 feet away from Minerva at the moment.
How far is everybody else?
Xaaxa is still close to where Minerva is, trying to get her to move, and Plonk has already started running. And she's pretty fast. She's actually could be faster than you if you don't use key points, so she's zooming.
I mean, I'm gonna...
Trying to shake her,
Yeah, I'm gonna just stop and watch.
which I'm sure is doing little to nothing.
So yeah, Minerva, Xaaxa is trying to shake you to become alert. What are you doing?
What's the use? It's over.
It's not over yet.
No, it's over for me, at least. This is what I was told to ensure that this wouldn't happen. I was told to not let this happen under any circumstances.
There was nothing we could do.
And as you say that, the ground beneath you cracks. And I need both of you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, thank God. Dexter.
Yeah,
It was almost.
It was on that
It was
one,
almost a one.
but
and
it was not. It's much better, in fact. I rolled a 7, which is actually a 6.
How'd you do, Minerva?
Not good. That's a 3 plus 5.
Ooh!
Hey, you
All
still
right.
beat me.
The ground beneath you both cracks and starts to break apart into a bunch of pieces, and you all begin to fall.
Wait, all or just that?
No, just the two of them.
Okay.
There are bits that you can grab onto and try to hold on, but you are now kind of just slowly floating into astral space on this ground.
Yachts.
Do I? Oh, okay. I still have like the rope on me though, because I was gonna go in there after.
You do. Tita, Plunk. Actually, Tita, you would notice this, but Plunk, you would not. You hear this crack as you're running, and you kind of look back for a second, and you don't see Xaaxa and Minerva anymore.
I'm just kind of running.
Is she in front of me or behind me?
I would say she's probably in front of you at this point. She's booking it.
So I don't see them at all. Like it just.
It looks like whatever they were standing on fell out from under them, and they're just not there now.
Okay, so as I see that, I'm gonna turn. I'm gonna yell, "Plonk!" Like.
Okay, I'm gonna stop. It's almost like a cartoon how it
Just
they're
the
running and then
skid stop.
Skid to a stop.
I stop and then turn around and see that they're not there, and Tita's like
All of the arms.
All four just flailing.
The
freaking
cutscene
out.
exclamation points above.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like looking around and I like scream.
I mean, I guess I'm gonna just head back towards in their direction
Yeah.
to see.
Yeah, I'll turn around and start running.
So yeah, Tita, you both start to run back, and it takes you a bit to get there. Actually, I think just one round because you're both pretty fast. So you get somewhat to the edge, and you're kind of looking around. And Tita, you as you're like Plunk, you're looking down through the hole, and Tita, as you're running up, you notice the rope is kind of just slowly being pulled down.
Obviously, I'm
into
gonna
this.
try to grab it.
All right, so you grab the rope. It is taut. There's definitely someone on the other end. Plonk, what you see
Oh, I can't help you at all.
is
Oh, I can't help it.
Xaaxa and Minerva
Oh,
on two
don't worry.
separate
Neither
pieces
can
of
I.
earth that are just slowly floating away in different directions. Minerva has a rope attached to her that Tita's holding, but Xaaxa is just out in nothingness, floating
How
away.
far away is he
Not far.
from-
I would say Minerva and Tita are both about 10 feet away from you. They've kind of gone like this down, so they're about 10 feet from each other and 10 feet from each of you at the moment. These boulders are slowly moving in astral space. It's not like they're rocketing to the
I mean,
ground.
I guess I would attempt to.
Yeah.
If I'm holding it, I'm going to attempt to pull her in.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna try to like throw a rope to him
Sure.
and everything.
Yeah. So, Tita,
I'm
give me
so
a strength
scared
check,
of losing my
and
rope.
you give me a dexterity check.
14.
14. It's going to take you a bit, and you can feel the earth around you begin to... But you're holding steadfast, you're pulling... Plunk, how'd you do?
13.
13. So, yeah, he's only 10 feet away. It's not a difficult throw.
Okay.
So you get that coil, and you kind of aim and toss out to Xaaxa. Can you catch it? That's the question.
Just going to say.
Please.
I don't need to catch it. I have another hand! Counter-hand!
As your spectral orangey mage hand flies out and grabs the rope for you. Slowly.
Because
So,
you're the come
so
hither.
as this is happening with Tita and he's grabbing the rope from his mage hand and whatnot, you eventually get Minerva up, and as soon as she kind of gets up on the edge, you can turn
I
your
need you to
attention
grab this rope!
Xaaxa or whatever.
I mean, yeah, I'm going to obviously make sure she's like
Fully
securely.
up,
Like,
I need
up
you
on
to
the
grab this rope!
Okay, and then, yeah, I'm going to obviously grab the rope from
Tying it around myself because I can't pull myself.
Actually,
And
no,
I
just
can't-
kidding. Can I, like, just... Plonk is going to continue to hold the rope. I'm just going to pick up Plonk and, like, back up.
Okay. Because
I'm
I'm
just
like,
gonna like bear
like,
hug her with
no,
my four
she's
arms
not.
and back up.
Minerva's like taking...
I need you to hold the rope.
You're gonna be like, help! I'm just gonna whoop.
Minerva's taking the rope off of her waist and just like recoiling it and like, just putting it back.
All right. So Xaaxa's fairly light So it's pretty easy to pull him up. He's not wearing armor or anything like that. So the four of you finally make your way back up onto this. Xaaxa, you're just kind of pulling yourself up onto the solid earth.
It's like the second his like rock thing touches, I'm like, yeah, and I just drop it. Do it yourself, like I don't care.
Brazzen is at least 150 feet away. He's just been continually running.
No, basically.
Bits of the ground continue to drop out, and you got to start running. Otherwise, you're all going to start floating in astral space.
Okay.
Alright, let's run.
Running.
Case of the sprints then
begin
for
to run.
everyone.
Yeah.
Sprinting.
And as you are running through these lava fields, there's one central pathway that you're following, and the lava is erratic, and it is beginning to bubble, and explosions of fire and lava begin to pop up all around. Creatures begin to fly. You see these small bat-like fire creatures flying out of the magma.
Great.
And they're all, flapping around.
I see one of the creatures and just go, oh, no! Just kidding. Immediately take out the book, immediately put it away. No, keep running!
You're like, wow, that's cool. Nope, trying to stay alive.
And you
Just
see
trying to
about,
take mental notes like that. Yeah, alright, okay.
in your surrounding area, as you're moving as quickly as you can, you look around, you see about 4 or 5 of these bat-like fire creatures
How
popping
large are they?
up. They're pretty small. They're definitely maybe about half the size of Plonk. Their wingspan maybe 2.5, 3 feet long, and the bodies themselves aren't that big.
Do we know what these are? Like, do any of us have any idea what they are?
They
Am I
look
still-
like fiery bats. That's what you
Am
know.
I still cold?
I wouldn't say cold per se because you're exerting energy, and it's hot.
Okay.
But you're definitely not as hot as you were before moving through this. It's almost like you have a slight chill within your body.
Okay.
And these bat-like creatures, it's not necessarily bats per se, but they have kind of large bulbous heads with long, elongated noses, these flapping wings, and like tiny little arms and legs, and they begin to just kind of look around, and they notice that the 4 of you are running, and they all begin to swarm into you.
Cool.
And with that, we'll be right back. We're going on a break! Woo-hoo!
What do you want to know about me exactly? My name is Minerva, I come from the planet Isgard, and I'm very good at finding things. That's about it. Alright, fine. I'll explain a little bit more. I'm not necessarily a bounty hunter, but I do travel across the galaxy in pursuit of different targets. The galaxy is a very big place. There are many wondrous things, of course, but with the good sometimes comes the bad. I eliminate the bad before it becomes a larger problem. I work for an organization called the Galactic Utility Intelligence Logistics Task Force, also known as GILT. Great name, huh? We're a rather undercover group, inconspicuously keeping watch over the many planets, pinpointing any threats that may arise and disrupt the safety of civilians. The majority of GILT is essentially a surveillance system that relays information back to our leader. However, when a threat to the people does arise, be it an angry monstrosity or an ancient fiend, that's when my team intervenes. We are a subset of GILT, known as the Special Protection Investigative Tactical Exploration Team, or the SPIKE team for short. There are 6 ASMR on this team, including myself, each one of us with a different skill set. I contribute the ability to track down our target once we're in its proximity. I'm not bad with a blade or two either. Working with the team is alright. I wouldn't call all of them friends, but they are the people I'm closest to. Whenever we're not investigating a galactic threat, we're most likely just passing time on our starship. For me, this mostly means I'm in our training room, running through various simulations to keep my skills in good condition. I also enjoy a good game of cards every now and then. However, for some reason I'm always quite bad at trivia night.
So, I guess I'm supposed to be like talking about myself or whatever. I mean, I don't know, Green. I'm pretty boring. All I do is work and blow glass pipes. I mean, with that, I smoke a ton of moss in my off hours. Pretty much working all the time, though. Come from a long line of vaders. That means excavators. My family has worked with a deep organization for like hundreds of aeons. Oh, I should probably tell you what the hell that is, huh? DEEP stands for the Discovery, Excavation, and Expansion of Pandemonium Passageways. We're a little more progressive than those other vaders, the dry, green hierarchy of excavation mining. No one wants to work for them. Frelin pieces of trend. Oh, sorry, shouldn't be swearing, Green. So, back to my job. I mean, I'm pretty good at it. Kinda hard not to be when you've been basically bred for it. Got my great-granddad T-Sip pickaxe right here. Probably wouldn't think by looking at me, but I'm a little quicker than most. Even got promoted to work dust detail. That's the development of the underground super tunnels. I know, far out, right? One time I got off draft Green, came out in this crazy big moss patch. Totally wild. Met this Formian. Thrives and Ports don't usually vibe Green. I dig him though, we grew close. He's the Drang, the real Brelin Drang.
Growing up, I lived in a small clan of Verdun. My ancestors were goblins who left their planet to live amongst elven communities. The relocation was hard for them. It took a while getting used to their new planet, but once they got the hang of farming, it was all uphill from there. I was never as good of a farmer as they were, though. All I wanted to do was play. Hide and seek or squink. It's kind of like capture the flanc. Those were my favorite. I love the adrenaline I get from a good hunt. Waking up to your farmhouse engulfed in flames in the middle of the night, all you can do is run. When my village of Mindroctow was destroyed by a swarm of ravenous pixies, I had no idea if I would even survive. Racing out of my smoke-filled home I grew up in, I ran straight to the barn. Mama always taught me to keep a pack of supplies ready in case anything happened. Just grab your pack and go, she'd always say. So I did, and a good thing that I did too. Disappearing quickly was what saved my life. Since then, I've lost all contact with my family. I don't even know if they're alive. The small group of us that got out went to live in the closest elven city, Mithrandane. This is my home now, and I have to say, it was tough getting accustomed to the way of life here. They're not a farming community, so it was hard to find work. I didn't know what I was good at. I thought back to my time in Mindroctow and what I enjoyed back then. Then it hit me. I love the thrill of the chase. I can do that. Becoming a spy is the best thing that's ever happened to me. But I have to say it's a little bittersweet. Working for the royal families, doing a job I love, is like a dream come true. I couldn't be happier. But I'm only able to do so because of the misfortune of my village. I'm hoping my hard work will make my ancestors proud.
Cycle 12. Strange-looking creatures appeared today in the North City Square. These aliens called themselves elves. Their pointy ears and flowing hair intrigue me. They speak of different lands, impossible lands. Those without water, or those filled with fantastic creatures. I must learn more about them. Cycle 39. Each cycle since the arrival of the elves, the Dalcan people have attempted to duplicate their extraordinary effects, but to no avail. I reach my 40th cycle soon. Finally, I will be able to lead my own studies. Cycle 66. Without the elves' odd tricks, we have now resorted to building our own way to travel to other planets. The technology they seem to have is many cycles out of our reach. Even so, I believe there are other ways off this planet. Cycle 100. My excavation begins today at Zirathu City Ruins. Managing to rope in both Vudila and Zixat into my hypothesis, I have much to discover. Not even the elves know what lies beyond the impossible depths. I know I will find answers there.
What do you want to know about me exactly? My name is Minerva, I come from the planet Isgard, and I'm very good at finding things. That's about it. Alright, fine. I'll explain a little bit more. I'm not necessarily a bounty hunter, but I do travel across the galaxy in pursuit of different targets. The galaxy is a very big place. There are many wondrous things, of course, but with the good sometimes comes the bad. I eliminate the bad before it becomes a larger problem. I work for an organization called the Galactic Utility Intelligence Logistics Task Force, also known as GILT. Great name, huh? We're a rather undercover group, inconspicuously keeping watch over the many planets, pinpointing any threats that may arise and disrupt the safety of civilians. The majority of GILT is essentially a surveillance system that relays information back to our leader. However, when a threat to the people does arise, be it an angry monstrosity or an ancient fiend, that's when my team intervenes. We are a subset of GILT, known as the Special Protection Investigative Tactical Exploration Team. or the Spike team for short. There are 6 ASMR on this team, including myself, each one of us with a different skill set. I contribute the ability to track down our target once we're in its proximity. I'm not bad with a blade or two either. Working with the team is alright. I wouldn't call all of them friends, but they are the people I'm closest to. Whenever we're not investigating a galactic threat, we're most likely just passing time on our starship. For me, this mostly means I'm in our training room, running through various simulations to keep my skills in good condition. I also enjoy a good game of cards every now and then. However, for some reason I'm always quite bad at trivia night.
So, I guess I'm supposed to be like... talking about myself or whatever? I mean, I don't know, Green. I'm pretty boring. All I do is work and blow glass pipes. I mean, with that, I smoke a ton of moss in my off hours. Pretty much working all the time, though. Come from a long line of vaders. That means excavators. My family has worked with a deep organization for like hundreds of aeons. Oh, I should probably tell you what the hell that is, huh? DEEP stands for the Discovery, Excavation, and Expansion of Pandemonium Passageways. We're a little more progressive than those other vaders, the dry, green hierarchy of excavation mining. No one wants to work for them. Frelin pieces of trend. Oh, sorry, shouldn't be swearing, Green. So, back to my job. I mean, I'm pretty good at it. Kinda hard not to be when you've been basically bred for it. Got my great-granddad T-Sith pickaxe right here. Probably wouldn't think by looking at me, but I'm a little quicker than most. Even got promoted to work dust detail. That's the development of the underground super tunnels. I know, far out, right? One time I got off draft Green, came out in this crazy big moss patch. Totally wild. Met this Formian. Thrives and Ports don't usually vibe Green. I dig him though, we grew close. He's the Drang, the real Frelin Drang.
Growing up, I lived in a small clan of Verdun. My ancestors were goblins who left their planet to live amongst elven communities. The relocation was hard for them. It took a while getting used to their new planet, but once they got the hang of farming, it was all uphill from there. I was never as good of a farmer as they were, though. All I wanted to do was play. Hide and seek or squink. It's kind of like capture the flanc. Those are my favorite. I love the adrenaline I get from a good hunt. Waking up to your farmhouse engulfed in flames in the middle of the night, all you can do is run. When my village of Mindroktau was destroyed by a swarm of ravenous pixies, I had no idea if I would even survive. Racing out of my smoke-filled home I grew up in, I ran straight to the barn. Mama always taught me to keep a pack of supplies ready in case anything happened. Just grab your pack and go, she'd always say. So I did, and a good thing that I did too. Disappearing quickly was what saved my life. Since then, I've lost all contact with my family. I don't even know if they're alive. The small group of us that got out went to live in the closest elven city, Mithrandane. This is my home now, and I have to say, it was tough getting accustomed to the way of life here. They're not a farming community, so it was hard to find work. I didn't know what I was good at. I thought back to my time in Mindroktau and what I enjoyed back then. Then it hit me. I love the thrill of the chase. I can do that. Becoming a spy is the best thing that's ever happened to me. But I have to say, it's a little bittersweet. Working for the royal families, doing a job I love, is like a dream come true. I couldn't be happier. But I'm only able to do so because of the misfortune of my village. I'm hoping my hard work will make my ancestors proud.
Cycle 12. Strange-looking creatures appeared today in the North City Square. These aliens called themselves elves. Their pointy ears and flowing hair intrigue me. They speak of different lands, impossible lands. Those without water, or those filled with fantastic creatures. I must learn more about them. Cycle 39. Each cycle since the arrival of the elves, the Dalkin people have attempted to duplicate their extraordinary effects, but to no avail. I reach my 40th cycle soon. Finally, I will be able to lead my own studies. Cycle 66. Without the elves' odd tricks, we have now resorted to building our own way to travel to other planets. The technology they seem to have is many cycles out of our reach. Even so, I believe there are other ways off this planet. Cycle 100. My excavation begins today at Zirathu City Ruins. Managing to rope in both Vudila and Xaaxa into my hypothesis, I have much to discover. Not even the elves know what lies beyond the impossible depths. I know I will find answers there.
And welcome back. Well, everyone, looks like we are heading into some initiative. I gotta have everyone roll for me, please.
Here we go.
Get it. Ooh.
Let's see how well you do today. In the worst time to use it. Yep.
Tita, what you got?
I rolled a 3 plus 2 is 5.
That sucks.
Yeah, I know.
Xaaxa?
I rolled a natural 20.
Are you kidding me?
Okay.
Minus 1 is 19.
Got some nice rolls tonight.
It's like impossible.
Come on.
I also rolled a 3 plus 3, so 6.
6. All right. The two fast ones are very slow.
I mean, did I smoke a bunch? Well,
Probably. Minerva?
Plonk disappeared.
right after I saved everybody, I was like,
18 plus 3.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was when you dropped the rope.
yeah, I was like, oh,
He's back.
He's flying.
So Minerva, as you're all running and the ground beneath you is beginning to crack and break away, you see these flame entities with wings start to fly up out of the bursts of flame and even out of the top of one of the volcanic smaller mountain
Awesome.
rock outcroppings there. And you are first in initiative.
All right.
What would you like to do?
Like, do we even have time to actually keep fighting though? Like with the ground crumbling and like falling, like.
It's a good question.
I kinda
One that
just
you
wanna-
will have to figure out on your own.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to take my crossbow and just shoot at like whatever swarm is like closest to us.
Well, the one that's closest to you, I don't know if you can see it from where you are, but there's one here,
Yeah.
kind of hidden behind that mountain. Yeah, so you're going to take a shot at
I'm gonna take a shot at it, and then I'm just gonna keep running.
it? All right, go for it.
Alright, that is going to be 7 plus 5.
12?
Yeah.
That hits.
Okay, cool. Alright, so that's gonna be 8 points of piercing damage.
Ooh, all right. So it's going to bring it down to... I'll label each one of these. Okay, cool. All right, Minerva, that was your shot there. Bonus action, movement, anything else you want to do?
No bonus action, movement, just the full 30 feet, just booking it.
Booking it. Up there. And as you start to run that way, you see two more pop up out of the lava, almost like blocking your exit. After that, Minerva, it brings us to Xaaxa.
Can I like yell something to the group?
Sure.
As I'm like doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fight if you have to. Just keep running.
So, I will move my 30 feet forward.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, this guy over here,
This one?
right here, yeah, he looks like he's in the way.
He is, yeah.
So I'm going to throw one of my darts into the air and cast Catapult
Nice.
and whip it at his face.
All right, you have to make a spell attack roll, correct?
I do not.
No.
He or it needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw.
Needs to beat a 12.
He does with a 16.
I am well aware. It goes flying by him.
But it is half damage, no?
No, it does not.
Oh, all right. Sounds good. So yeah, goes flying right by him. Anything else for you?
Oh no, that's my turn.
That's your turn. Alrighty. Now it's their turn. Alright, so we got this one is going to fly right up behind you, Plonk. And is going to use its claws on you. Gonna strike out. You can see, as you look over your shoulder and this thing is reaching out to you, you can see almost like magma and fire dripping and crackling off of its claw as it strikes out. That is a 15 to hit.
Yes.
That does hit. Okay, so that is... You suffer 5 points of slashing damage and 3 points of fire damage from the first strike. This one here is going to get right up to about there. And I need Minerva and Xaaxa to make a dexterity saving throw as flame bursts out, engulfing the two of you.
I don't know what's happening today, man. That's a natural 20.
Yes! Keep that dice, man.
Oh, it's been 3 separate dice.
Minerva, how'd you do?
9 plus 5.
9 plus 5. That is
14.
Oh yeah, you're good. You're good. Well, not good because you're gonna take
yeah.
half damage, but as this flame licks out at you, the total is 8, so you're each gonna take 4 points of fire damage.
Okay.
Okay. This one, oh boy, Xaaxa, you put yourself in a rough position. This one's gonna fly over to Tita. This one is going to fly down to here. And this one is going to stay a bit away. Minerva, as you're clutching your swords, I need for you to make...
Well, I mean, I've still got my crossbows in my hands right now, actually, but...
Where's the spell? Hold on. Your crossbows in your hand?
Yeah.
Okay. So then it will not do that to you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, cool. So that one is going to... You know, it will.
JK, you're dying anyway.
Can you give me a... Where does it say? Wow. It says to make a save, but it doesn't say what kind of save.
That's funky.
Well, go ahead and roll the save.
I'll just, yeah.
Oh, there is no save. It's just, it happens.
It just happened. Oh, alright.
So you feel at your side, one of your swords begin to get really, really hot.
Awesome.
And it begins to start to burn the side of your leg. I'm going to do much reduced damage because it's within its sheath at the moment. You suffer 1 point of fire damage, but your sword is becoming red hot on your back. The one on you, Xaaxa, it's going to attempt to scratch you with its magma claws. Ooh, that is a total of 8.
Wow, just barely missed.
So it swipes, and you're like, oh, I can't take any more damage. You just duck out of the way of this thing as it swipes.
I got hit with the fire and just went down to the side, and the claws just grazed by my head.
Tita, one swarms up to you as well and attempts to scratch you with an 8 total. Wow, I'm rolling real well.
Can you keep doing that?
I will try. I will do my best. Plonk, you are up next, and you have one right in your grill.
So I would like to cast my new spell that I
Now, I
have.
think that is a ranged spell, which means you would have disadvantage casting it.
It's 60 feet range.
Yeah, so if you cast that right now, you can cast it at a different one. Or you can cast it at the one that's right next to you. It's just a disadvantage. Your choice.
How close is the one that's next to it? Can I throw my... It's fire. I
The one
throw,
next
like,
to you
my
is-
water at it. Like, to try to put it out.
Pour it off.
Like, I just want to like, go out, like, fizzle out.
Okay, so instead of doing that then, because if I don't want to do it towards the one that's right next to me, I guess I'll take my dagger and slash at the one that's right next to me.
Yeah, sure. Go for it. Make an attack roll.
We're doing better today. Get my little out of the thing.
I was about to just toss you a d20.
Oh, yeah.
Just have that thing in your tray.
That good, huh?
6 plus 5 is 11.
11 just hits. That is the DC that you needed to hit the armor class.
Okay, So,
So,
let's see.
She's like, well, I wasn't expecting to hit
Oh,
it,
yeah.
so.
Didn't think I'd make it this far.
Let's use you. Let's see how well you do. Okay. 2 plus 3, so 5 points.
5 points of damage.
Yep.
It looks like you're chiseling through this thing, and if it could show blood, it would, but it can't. It looks like the fire is starting to fizzle out all around it.
Wait, like what did you do? Like what's...
I slashed it with my
Oh,
dagger.
okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were using a spell.
She was going to, but the range would have given her disadvantage. Anything else you'd like to do, Plonk?
Disengage.
Disengage, and where would you like to move? You got 30 feet.
Towards Tita.
Tita, so just right behind Tita?
Yeah.
Like that? Alright. So you move away, disengage, good to go there. Now after Plonk, Tita, what would you like to do? You
Alright,
go-
no, but for real, can I dump my bong water on it? Because, like, if it's fire, I'm going to think that I can put it out with water. So if it came at me and missed, I'm going to be like, and like...
Yeah. Just make a straight dexterity check. You can add your proficiency bonus because it's your bong.
I rolled a 9, so no.
No. You go to splash like a couple drops. Just you hear.
Well, you add your proficiency bonus, right?
Oh, did you add your proficiency bonus? It's 2.
Plus 2.
Plus 2, yeah, so it's still
So it's 11.
11 hits.
She
Oh,
just hit
sorry. Alright, kidding, 11.
Yeah, that hits. Yeah, you can. So for that, we have you roll 2d4.
2d4 bong water damage.
3 and 3.
Ooh, 6 points.
Nice.
Which, when you do this, you splash it on. It looks like it's extremely effective, and this thing just into like steam and mist, and then down to the ground.
Alright, so then just for fun,
Awesome!
I also want to like spit a little bit on it.
A little more like.
Yeah, just one more like at the end.
Oh, I did that wrong. It didn't die, but that's fine.
What?
I was looking at the first one. My bad. But yeah, no, we'll say that the bong water was extremely effective since you don't have any more, so you can't use it again.
Well, I mean, again, I just spit on it.
All right, Tita. Anything else from you?
So wait, that was the thing right next to me. I guess I'll just like move, if we're trying to leave, I'll just move up.
All right, where would you like to get to? You got 40 feet, so if you can move pretty far. The only thing is if you move by these, they'll get attacks of opportunity against you.
Yeah, can I go maybe like right up between the two of them, just to kind of like tripod it?
Good about
like
right
where
there.
Flying V, the like Mighty Ducks are gonna
Yeah.
be ready.
All right, anything else, Tita?
I mean, no. I'm probably just gonna like look back at Plonk and see if she saw me kill it with the bong water, and just be like, far out, right? That's it. That's it.
And I'm just kind of like, yeah.
That's it.
Nothing.
You're gonna get a very harsh hit if you go to hit that now, though. There's no
well,
water.
I mean-
Whew. Minerva, we're back at the top of the round.
Cool.
What is your plan?
Alright, so...
This guy is 5 feet away. He's not actually within range of you.
Awesome. Alright. So I am going to just like still like holding the crossbow. I'm gonna pivot and I'm gonna shoot the one in front of Xaaxa.
Oh, the one over here?
Yes.
All right, so yeah, right, pretty much through Xaaxa. Before I make an attack roll.
That's
Please don't
18
miss.
plus 5, 23.
That's a definite hit. Extreme hit.
Alright, so that guy is going to take 9 points of piercing damage.
Okay. That's 1, 2. That one's looking decently rough as well. Not as rough as the one that Plonk just stabbed, but it's looking decently bad. Anything else, Minerva?
Am I within 5 feet of the other one?
You are
Is that what
not.
you
It's
said?
10 feet away.
Alright, nah, you know, I'm gonna stay where I am, actually.
Stay put. You got it.
Yeah.
Now, I need Plonk. Make a dexterity saving throw as the earth beneath you begins to crack and drop out.
So much.
Yes!
4 plus 3 is is so
Yes.
good.
So it cracks, and you have your bow out. So you don't have the use of both hands unless you drop it. So you go to twist around and try to grab onto the earth, and you just slide off and down, and the piece that you were standing on begins to slowly float
Naturally.
into astral space. Okay, well, with that, Xaaxa,
Oh, no.
you're up next.
So glad I continue to walk forward and further away from you.
So yeah, you were just kind of floating around.
Floating around.
Even though you're not in the air, we'll put you up high just so that we know.
Plonk has had
What?
a bad day.
I'm about to die. So, I need to cast a spell called Mage Armor,
Oh.
and I'm going to try and pronounce this once again.
Mm.
It's going to be bad. And I'm going to use a piece of cured leather to help me cast this,
Okay.
and I will say,
Get it, Mike.
Galdabrinia! And I will shove it onto my chest and
Yeah, and everyone that is looking at Tita, which would be Minerva, or anyone who's looking at Xaaxa, which is Tita and Minerva at the moment, you just see this orange glow all completely engulfing Xaaxa, and then it kind of fades to a light glow, and he's got some mage armor going on now. Anything else, Xaaxa?
I feel like first I'm just gonna because I'm gonna think he's on fire for a second, and then be like, oh, okay, it's all good.
and then I'm going to feel really great about myself and look at that bat right in the face because my armor class went up 3 points.
4 points, right?
Oh, it's to 13 plus dex, which is a -1.
Oh, God. All right, yep.
So I am at 12.
Okay, all right. Anything else from you, Xaaxa?
Oh no, that's all.
Okay. After Xaaxa, it is their turns. So we have...
You look the ultimate egg. The dapping you up.
Okay. This one is just going to float right over where Plonk was, because it does not care anymore. And get up behind Xaaxa and begin to claw at you, Xaaxa.
That is Tita.
That's
I keep saying that. Sorry, Tita. Tita, that is an 8 to hit.
No.
Fantastic. If I roll one more 5, I will be very upset. Xaaxa,
We won't.
you have him
We
clawing
won't.
at you as well. That is an 11 total.
Ha!
Oh, all right. Saved.
wow.
That was my last spell slot.
This one right here is going to move right in behind you and attempt to claw at you as well. That is a 13 total to hit. Wow, these things are not great. And then the final one is going to attempt to do that same fiery burst that it did before. Well, not that one, but a different one.
Well, it's been
Move up
cool.
slightly.
It's been great.
I
Make sure we
need
can all die.
I need Tita, Minerva, and Xaaxa. You all bunched together. Whose fault is that?
All bunched together.
Dexterity saving throws.
Now you're
Ooh.
surrounded.
18 plus 4.
Okay.
15 minus 1.
Okay.
7
not there.
plus 5.
Doesn't matter.
It's
I'm
about
still
12.
gonna die.
12.
That is a total of so bad 2 points of fire damage to all of you, except Blanc, of course. Oh no. Yeah, you all pass the save, but it's still you take a little bit 2 points of damage. Wow. How you doing there, Zox?
I'm at 1.
Yeah, I figured. All right, so that's all the methods. That brings us to Plonk. You are about 5 feet away from the edge that you could potentially try to grab onto, and you are slowly floating down into nothingness.
Can I see that creature?
No, from where you're below the ground at the moment. This is
Did we see
you
her?
are under
Okay.
this ground.
Okay.
I don't know that we
I don't think I saw her.
I know. Did
I
she
feel like she
yell
probably
out?
was
Do
like,
we
"What?"
know that she? Yeah, like I. Yeah.
I am going to
Mm-hmm.
tie. I have a rope.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tie my rope around my pack that I have. So the heaviest thing that I'm carrying.
Mm-hmm.
And I am going to jump and try to throw it want to do that. Never mind.
Wait, why not?
What? No, that's interesting.
To try and like have it get on there so I can like try to.
So kind of like a grappling hook?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, try to hook myself onto the thing. Because I wouldn't have anything that would like hook.
Yeah, and you know that the ground it's not just flat. It's got all little bits
yeah,
that kind
so
of
I'm
stick
gonna
up, so
try
it
to, like-
definitely could catch on something.
Or maybe I don't want to
Does
risk
she have
my
rope?
bow.
We could pull like a Mulan and she can shoot her arrow tied to a rope and we can I'm just
So
saying.
what was your first thing that you
Yeah.
Just saying.
So I'm gonna try to like hook myself onto the ground.
Give
If
me
you do it with the arrow, I'd be the one to catch it.
Give me
You don't want that.
give me a dexterity check. You do get your proficiency bonus. I like this music.
15 plus 3, 18.
Woo! So you toss it up there, and you kind of do that slow, like little tugs, one at a time, kind of just trying to feel it out, and then it seems to be sliding for the majority of it, and then all of a sudden you just feel it kind of catch.
Okay.
You kind of tug. I think it's pretty secure.
Okay.
That was your action.
Yep.
I will be nice and say that if you'd like, you can use your roguish talent to move again, or to move if you'd like, to attempt to climb up the rope.
Yeah, I want to try to like, yeah. Well, yeah, I guess.
So you start to pull yourself up. I just want to check the integrity of the bag. Fine. That's surprising.
That's not bad.
I rolled really low, which is good on percentile dice. All right, so your turn is going to be climbing back up.
Okay.
All right. After Plonk, Tita.
Oh.
You've got one right behind you.
Tina, this bag hits you in the
I
head.
know, right?
Just like goes over your
you
head.
all,
It's just
you,
like
you all hear Plonk kind of. Ah! She fell down into the abyss, but you can see the bag there, and you can see it kind of taut and
Okay.
moving.
I mean, I guess the one that's right behind me.
Yeah. Flip around.
I will. Yep. Whip it around. Yeah. I mean the pickaxe. I guess.
Mhm.
I'm out of bong water, so we gotta.
Yeah, make an attack roll, and you actually, if you can do 2 attacks and with a bonus action, but if you decide to use a key point, you can make 3.
No.
You don't have to decide now. You
No,
can decide.
yeah, sorry, I was just thinking ahead. Alright, what am I doing? Oh, my pickaxe. 19 plus 4.
Oh yeah. Stab right through this thing.
Alright.
Oh, sorry. That wasn't a. I didn't add my proficiency bonus.
So it's even higher?
to it, so it was
Alright.
even higher.
Cool.
Sorry, I just wanted to say that.
Yeah.
Alright,
So we know the results.
2, so 4 damage.
4 points of damage, and that is good. Oh, the first one, nice. It's looking still pretty rough, but it's still up there. So it's your first.
But then I guess I will, for my bonus action, take another.
So if you decide to use, you can use your bonus action to make 1, or you can use
No.
a key point to do 2. But it doesn't have to be the same one. You can still move.
I'll save it.
Okay.
I'll just do the 1.
Just the 1? All right, go for it. Make an attack roll.
What's this? 6 plus 4, only a 10.
10 does not hit.
Okay,
Sure.
so a swing and a hit, a swing and a miss.
Ooh, but you know what I can do?
What can you do?
I can use my portent. And I can use that, make that dice roll a 10.
Technically, it would be before she rolls. But yes, I will
Oh,
allow
right,
it this
that's
time
true.
since this is your first. For those who don't know, Xaaxa is a
Divination wizard.
divination wizard. So he has, at the beginning of each
Comes-
session, he rolls 2 d20s, and then he can use them for any roll throughout
Yes,
the game.
and I got 2 10s.
So would you like to use that?
I would like
For
to
the
use
second
one
attack.
of those she can, so he can actually hit.
Yeah. So
Okay.
your second strike hits.
3 damage.
3 points of damage. All right. It's still up. Sure you don't want to go for that?
Oh, yay.
point.
I mean, you know, I saved it last. Sure. I saved it last time. And then
Go
that
for
was
it. Make an attack roll.
Wow, I'm just like Zorro. I'm like Zorro
With a pickaxe.
with the pickaxe. 19 plus.
You don't even need a plus.
So. So wait. So what do I do for my thing for that? Does that count?
It would be the same.
The 4 again, or the 6? The 4.
It's a D4 plus your.
Oh, sorry, regular attacks, the 6, a 4 plus 2, so 6.
That is enough. So you just.
Hey!
So you just pickaxe, and then the other two hands to this thing, and
Oh yeah, my little baby hands.
you knock another one out. After that, Tita, I believe that's all you could do, unless you want to move.
I will just turn. No. What's happening with Plonk? Is she coming up on the thing? Like
you can see that the bag is stuck on
I
the
will
edge of the
head
rocks,
to- I will
and
head-
the rope is kind of
I'll
can see
head
it kind
toward
of.
her, like in case she needs assistance.
Okay. Start heading right over to where Plonk fell in.
I need assistance.
You see her. She's almost up. She's kind of like one hand getting up there and like
Okay.
pulling herself up slowly. All right, so that is Tita. That brings us back to the top with Minerva.
Alright,
You got one right behind you, and there's 2 others in front, swarming you and Xaaxa.
okay, so the one... Am I or am I not, like, in melee range of the one that seems to be, like, coming for me?
Oh, behind you?
Yeah.
Yes, you
I
are in
am.
melee range. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, did you toss that sword that was on your hip? No. Oh, you're gonna take some more damage.
No,
That's
damn it. She's like,
2 more fire damage.
Alright.
she's like, shoot, I forgot about that.
It's fine. Okay,
It's
so...
like melting a hole in her hand.
Yes, seriously.
Yeah. So, you know what? Yeah, I want that sword gone. So can I just like, if I take it out, is like the grip on it hot too, or is it okay? So
Mhm.
I'm gonna take it, and I'm going to throw it again at the one in front of Xaaxa.
Oh, okay. So it's going to be kind of an improvised weapon. So make a dexterity attack roll, but do not use your proficiency bonus.
Okay, all right. That is a 9 plus 3.
12. Yeah, that hits.
All right. So should that be okay?
It's
alright,
whatever
so
the damage
whatever
for
the
that
sword is.
would be. Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Nice.
That's gonna be 7 points of damage.
Ooh. All right. All right. So it's going to bring us down to still looking decent. Still looking decent.
And then
3. Yeah.
so if I because I've got 2 swords, so if I take out the other one, can I use my bonus action to make like with like the 2 weapon fighting?
Mhm.
Would it have to be another melee thing, or could I just?
I'll say yeah. What would you like to do with it?
I kind of just want to throw that one too.
Same creature? Same
Yeah.
one? Alright, go for it.
Okay, so that's gonna be. Ooh, that's gonna be 11 plus the 3 since it's an inferno. Okay.
Yep,
alright.
that hits.
Alright, awesome. Another. Wait, yeah, another 7 points of damage.
7 points of damage. Wow. Alright. It is still up, but it is looking very flickery. It doesn't seem like it's really holding its flame body together too well at this point. Is that end your turn, Minerva?
Yeah. I'm just gonna stay where I am.
Alrighty. Now, I need Minerva to make a dexterity save as a burst of magma on the side comes up and begins to sprinkle down over you.
Alright, so 7 plus 5, 12.
7 plus 5, 12. That saves for half.
Cool.
So that's going to be 4 points.
Okay.
Yeah, 4 points of fire damage
Gotcha.
on you there.
Alright. She's looking a little rough, but like she's up.
Good. Xaaxa,
Hey.
it is your turn. There are
Yes,
still
it
3
is.
swarming around you. One of your allies is not even seen at the moment. And Tita has.
I mean, I'm approaching.
Oh, yeah, no, I know.
Coming for you.
Are Minerva's swords at my feet? Because she chucked them at this guy?
I did. All 2 of them.
They both hit, so yeah, they would probably just clang to the ground.
So,
One of them is like fiery ember red, and the other one is just like a regular.
so I'll take the one that's not
Death hot.
Yeah.
hot, and I'll just pick it up, and I'm just gonna hand it back to her.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you need
Stab
this.
it!
I don't know how to use this!
You point and you stick!
So Xaaxa, you point and you stick it toward Minerva.
I honestly think it's the best thing I can do right now. Is
Hand
just
it
give her
over.
Here, do it again. Do it again. Keep doing that.
Just grabs it.
Yeah. You'd have to. The thing is, you'd have to move closer to Minerva to hand it off. You are not within 5 feet. You're about 10 feet.
He's like, so I throw the.
So I throw the sword.
Okay.
You're like standing there with this thing in front of you, like, take this, Minerva.
All right then. I'm gonna gently toss it to her.
Okay. All right. Very basic.
Duck, whatever you do.
Basic dexterity check. Very low DC.
How low exactly?
Oh my
Just
god.
the base.
That'll be 11 minus 1, so 10.
That 10. That's exactly what it was. The base check. So you toss it, and Minerva, you're. It almost hits your feet, but you're able to kind of like scoop it up real quick.
Alright.
Use that again!
Anything else you'd like to do, Xaaxa?
Well...
You have a bonus that you can do?
do I have a bonus?
Brilliant.
I feel like the answer is no to that.
The answer is in fact no.
Would you like to move or stay put so you don't die?
Well, if I try and move, I will die. But if I don't move, I'll die.
Right. Well,
So I guess I'll try and move, because at least if I succeed in that, I won't die. So I would like to move back toward Tita.
how far?
Like
right up?
Yeah,
Back
yeah.
to back?
Are we bumping
I
booties?
can't roll for
having us
Dren
a ball?
tonight!
We're bumping booties having us a ball, y'all.
I rolled a 2 plus
Oh my
3,
God.
so that's a 5. Does not hit you.
Woo!
That's wonderful.
I'm switching my die out. I'm using the purple and blue one now.
Oh, that's it.
Hey, that's it.
Imminent death.
Okay, Xaaxa, that was your turn.
Yes, it was.
Now
and
it is
I'm not
their
dead.
turn. And they are all going to swarm Minerva.
Do it.
Let's do it.
First attack. Oh, yeah. 18.
Yeah.
Second attack. 17.
Yeah.
Third attack. 14.
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yeah, my
Oh,
AC
yeah,
is
yeah,
14.
you're right. Sorry. So that
So
is
you hit my AC.
3
yeah.
successful attacks. That is 4 points of piercing or slashing damage and 2 points of fire for the first one.
Okay.
Second one, 5 points of slashing and 2 points of fire.
Okay, so wait, I'm doing the math. Wait, so 4, 2.
And then plus 7,
Six,
so it's
four,
11.
seven, so
And then the
11.
final one, 4 points of slashing, 3 points of fire.
Ooh, guess who's unconscious?
No!
Oh!
Oh no.
Minerva.
Do I just hear like the thump of her falling down?
Yeah, pretty much. Cool. After these lovely methods, Plonk, you are now up. And your bag is on the ground there with you.
Thank God. I'm going to.
You kind of pop up and you see Minerva's just unconscious on the ground.
So I'm going to cast my spell, Ray of Frost.
Go for it. Is it attack roll or saving throw for me?
It's just an attack.
Sure, make an attack roll.
Come on. What would my plus be?
Ooh, that's a good question. So, for you,
It
I would
just says
say...
make a ranged spell attack. I
Yeah.
don't
So
have-
what's your intelligence modifier?
+1.
So the DC is 11.
Oh, well, I rolled a 12.
Oh, sorry. It's a bonus of plus. Your intelligence is a +1.
Yeah.
It would be a total of +3.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I rolled a 12 anyway, so
plus,
it hits.
Yes, that absolutely hits.
Okay.
Which one are you shooting for?
The one closest to me. Yeah, that
This
one.
one?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Go.
So 1d8.
Which is effectively doubled because it's cold damage.
Five. Oh,
Five.
10.
10. Woo!
Woo!
In a burst of steam, that thing is annihilated.
Nice.
Plunk, you have gotten up. You cast your brand new spell that you received from being sucked into that lovely orb. Or anything else? Movement or bonus action?
I'm just gonna kind of I'm gonna step a little bit closer to them.
These two?
Yeah,
Okay.
no, not that close. Just yeah.
You move like half a
I'm
square.
gonna take 2 steps. I'm gonna take 2 steps
It's like-
away from the hole that I was just in.
Right. Okay. That's
So-
It's a good call. Good call. All right. Nice job.
you.
Anything else? No, I think that's it for you, right, Plunk? Any bonus actions? Good to go.
That's it.
Tita.
Well, first I'm gonna turn around, obviously.
Yeah, you just saw Minerva go down.
How far away can I get?
You are about 15 to 20 feet away from this one, and then 25 feet away from the other.
So can I get up to it and attack it or no?
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. Your movement's 40.
Oh yeah. Alright, so then now, over there.
All right, go for it. Make your attack roll.
Not great. 8.
Wait! I have a second portent. And it is also a 10.
Okay, I'll take it.
Wait!
Wait a minute.
5 plus 2, 7 damage.
7 damage. You strike that one down. It lies. That was the full one.
Wait, so can I still do my bonus and hit it again? Or
Wait, which one was that?
She's attacking this
That
one.
Yeah, isn't that the one that was in front of Xaaxa that I kept shooting repeatedly?
You're right. This is the one that has no damage. So you wipe this one clean.
Cool.
Okay, so yeah, the last one is still at full.
Good call.
So, you still have your bonus action, and you did attack, so you could do a second attack as a bonus action, or you could use your final key point and do 2 attacks, your choice.
Yeah, but I'm not close enough to that thing.
You can move, you still have movement,
Oh, that's right, so that was only 20 feet away.
if you want.
Yeah, I guess.
Getting right up in there.
I'm not going to use my second key, though. I'm just going to do my regular.
Do 1 attack, gotcha. Go for it.
Can't help you anymore.
15?
15 hits. Roll for some Damaggio.
4?
4 points. Alright.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a good round. Knocked another one down. Anything
Wipe
else,
that sweat off
Tita?
my brow that I
That's
don't
it, right? You got like maybe 5 more feet of movement if you want to slide around it, but that's about it.
have. Is Minerva what's her?
Minerva's just laying next to you, unconscious.
I just want to be make sure. I just want to position myself between and her,
So,
so can I
they're kind of right next to each other, but you can kind of
just
be imposing.
I
and
just
you can,
want to kind of.
so that it doesn't
Thanks,
attack
Queen.
her and attacks you.
Yeah.
I gotcha. All right, so after Tita, Minerva, death saving throw, please.
Awesome. So,
Oh yes, it's just for us to see.
yeah.
Plunk, close
For
your eyes.
us to know and you to find out.
Okay.
I need that.
All right, after Minerva, Plonk, dexterity.
This is like last week when I passed out every 5 seconds.
9.
This time, because you didn't fail miserably, you just failed. The ground collapses below you, and you begin to fall, but you kind of throw yourself to the side. So you don't fall down, but you are prone on the ground.
I thought you were gonna be like, you feel yourself falling, so you just throw your bag again.
You just immediately. You're
She's
running.
like, Xaaxa! I'm like, just catch it.
What? Ah!
And then
I take a point of damage. I go down.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You only have one. But guess what, Xaaxa? It's your turn.
Yes, it is. Crap. Wait. Am I next to the old hole that she was down?
Kind of. It's over here.
Is the... What movement do I have?
What, are you gonna go in the hole?
No. I'm going to use the rope that's down there and throw it to her and then run over for a medicine check.
Wait, why are you throwing... I just want to know, just clarifying, why are you throwing it to Plonk? She's on the same level as you. She hasn't fallen down.
I just wanted to make sure that she didn't continue to fall down.
Oh, okay, yeah. She's
But
just,
if
she's
she's
laying,
fine.
she's just
Oh,
laying
alright.
prone on the ground.
Oh, you're fine. So I'm going to run over to Minerva then, and I'm going to do a medicine check.
Ooh, all right.
Get it, Dr. Quinn.
DC 10. See what you can do.
Whoo! That is an 18 plus 1.
Oh, Minerva, you are stabilized. No more death saves, but you are not up and about.
Oh my god, what's that doctor coat?
Yeah.
So that was your action, Xaaxa.
Yes. And now... Well, I'll just try... I'll get ready to start, like, dragging her backwards away from the bat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. Around the other side of Tita.
Alright. You probably only get like 5 feet since it's an action to do that. I'll
Oh, I was going to say,
a
like, I
little
don't
bit.
get anywhere.
I was
I was just starting to get ready.
She's
He
pretty
grabs her
heavy
arm
too.
and then
She's
he
got
doesn't
armor, and
even
you're like,
move.
Yeah.
She's tall. She's armed to the teeth.
Yep. All right, Xaaxa. After your turn, the final method is going to go, and it is going to. Well, all it can do from up close is scratch at you, Tita. So it is going to make its claw attack. I'm going to use my blue and purple
Oh
die
my god,
instead
I'm
of the
gonna
orange.
be like, what?
12. Does 12 hit you? I know it doesn't. So. Great. All right. So that one, yeah, it is.
Yeah, I take my bong and I just smack it. I'm like, be gone with you.
Well, it looks around and notices that the situation is dire since all of its other brethren have died. It's going to try to leave. You can make one strike against it if you'd like. It's
Me?
an attack of opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well then, hell yeah. Obviously.
Swing that pickaxe.
I mean,
do it.
okay, again, I feel like you would just whip the bong, but that's fine.
Oh, you whipped the bong!
Break the ball.
I know, Genevieve, I know. No, I thought I broke Genevieve last week.
Genevieve.
That's Genevieve.
Alright, we're gonna, we'll just Zorro it again.
Zorro with a pickaxe.
Yeah.
12?
12 hits.
Yes! 5, 2, 7.
7. It looks rough, but it is still, it's like flickery, its flames are starting to go out on its wings, but it is still moving, and it is able to get to about here. With that being said, it is now Plonk's turn. You are prone on the ground.
Can I do anything from the ground?
You can crawl. You can attack if you want.
Like, I wanna cast the spell
Same thing.
again.
Yeah, go for it. Make an attack roll.
Yep. Come on.
You stand
Oh,
up too?
Come on.
No, it's a cantrip.
I mean, I was going
What,
to do
that?
it dramatically,
It's a
like,
cantrip.
No,
It
that's
is?
what I just had.
Oh,
It
I
is.
didn't realize it was. Okay.
That's awesome.
yeah.
Oh, I had. That's what the D6 was for. I had 6 different ones that were all elemental style cantrips that
Oh.
she could have received.
It doesn't matter. I didn't hit.
Nope. All right. It just kind of goes. It actually, as you fling this frost at it, it starts to fly and it's about to hit, but just the heat from around it just melts it before it even gets to the creature.
We need Frozone up in here.
Plonk, you have half your movement left if you'd like to move. Slash
Water
your
in
bonus
the air.
action. You can
Right.
you can double move if you want.
I'm gonna, can I dash
Mhm.
over to them?
Well, with the rest of your regular movement, you can get there.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, you run over to Minerva.
keeping an eye on that thing, making sure it doesn't.
Yeah, and as you're running, this whole area right here, you just start to see slowly,
Okay.
and it starts to crumble all the way through.
Plunk, grab your pack!
I already grabbed it.
Yeah. That's,
Oh, okay.
I already got it.
We've pretty much talked about this. Anytime her pack is away from her, she's gonna grab it before she
Yeah,
goes anywhere.
I always have
That
it with
pack
me.
is
Just making
always on her.
Anytime
Other things
I put
though,
it down, I
like-
always pick it back up.
yeah.
Okay.
So, anything else, Plunk? Or you sticking there with Minerva?
That's it.
I would say if everyone is cool with it, because that thing's going to keep moving, we can step out of initiative and try to get you back to the Azer camp. If you would like. Up to you.
Oh no, let's just chill out here. Yeah, to chill out. There.
Chill out.
I'm so sorry, everyone. I'm so sorry.
He's not sorry.
So,
Not in the
the
slightest.
three of you are standing around Minerva, who is unconscious on the ground. Clearly can't move. And the ground is beginning to crumble up to where you are.
Tita, you need to pick her up. We need to leave now.
Isn't she super heavy? Can I pick her up?
It's pretty heavy, but...
You'd be the one to pick her up.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Wow, how rude.
You could potentially work together and have two people. Try
She's
to
pretty heavy. Wow.
shoulder the, arms over the shoulders and try to kind of drag if you want. Maybe
I
not
mean-
with you,
With
Xaaxa.
who else?
No.
The tiny one
No,
or the
no,
weak
no, no.
one?
Yeah.
So you're just going to attempt to throw over your
I'm gonna
shoulder?
attempt to. Well, I mean, pick her. I don't know where it's like.
I mean,
She's
if
not
he,
a sack of potatoes.
if he
but, like-
uses her, if he uses his bottom two arms, I might be able to like.
Oh, assist?
Assist.
No, can I? Can they help me like put her on my back like a piggyback? Because I could use my little arms to like hold her legs, and then my regular arms like hold her arms.
Yeah. With all of you working together,
Yeah.
you can make pretty quick work of getting her onto your back. The
Okay.
question is,
Quick work is what we want to hear.
how well and how quickly can you run with her on your back? Can you
I
give me
don't know.
an athletics check, please?
How well can I run with her on my back?
We'll find out. Right now.
I rolled a
In the next
16,
episode.
3, 19.
19. Minerva on the back. You're holding her two arms. Your mini hands are holding two legs. And you just start moving. The other two, Plunk, Xaaxa, what are you doing?
Running.
Fall.
Running. All right. So the three of you just start hoofing it. And it was a 3-hour journey there. And it's going to be some time to get back. But as you're running, the ground is continuing to crumble behind you. It's maybe like 15 to 20 feet away as it's just collapsing below you. You have to keep moving. I need everyone who is running around right now to make a Constitution saving throw as the heat and
Yes,
the
my
exhaustion
other
is
best
coming
one.
on. Oh my god, you.
19.
19. Tita, the antenna are directly up. And you're trying to get that heat, especially with you running with...
Running,
oh, yours is at disadvantage because you're carrying someone really heavy.
Oh. Nat 20.
Yes.
So I still get the 19
Yes,
from
you
before.
do. Successful Xaaxa.
Yes. That is
Yeah.
Really? Because it sounds like a no. That's what it sounds like.
that is a 7
Minus
-1.
Minus. Xaaxa, as you are moving, you can see Tita's pushing through the pain and bringing Minerva. And Plonk, how'd you do?
10 plus 2, 12.
Plonk is kind of dragging behind, but she seems to be okay. You can't even breathe. It is so hot. Your lungs keep burning from the inhales, and you're just slowing down. You don't slow down a bit, but any ability check that you're gonna do is at disadvantage.
That's probably why Tita isn't bothered because he's
Oh,
smoking.
I'm already used to that.
The smoke isn't affecting my lungs at all because it's
No. Yeah, the noxious fumes. You're used to that. No problem. All that moss. So the three of you continue and continue and continue. And eventually the ground behind you starts to slow with its cracking and collapsing. But you can tell that it is still going. It's just slowing itself down. And after a while, after a couple hours of just running and trying, you're all beginning to like pant, and you're obviously your antennas, they're like pins just straight up in the air.
I'm picking up stations from other planets.
There's like music in the background as you're just
There's
booking
music, like
it.
fading in and out music, talk radio, like it's just it's like static.
You can see in the distance the village of I just had the name of it. And I just
It's Emberhearth.
Emberhearth, yes. You can see the outline of a couple of the buildings burning in the distance, and you continue to move on. After about another 10-12 minutes or so, as you begin to approach the buildings, you can hear behind you, and as you kind of careen, you see the lava itself begin to build up, and out of the magma you see a massive fire elemental that just begins to outstretch itself, look around, and kind of eye the group of you heading toward the village, and you can see it slowly beginning to hover its way in your direction, in the direction of the town. What's the plan, everyone?
Great. I still have Minerva on my back, correct?
You do, yes.
Is it gaining on us?
It doesn't seem to be. It seems to be at matching your speed.
How far away is it?
About 100 feet.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna keep running, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, so you continue running, and you can see as you're starting to run by building after building as you're moving through, and you can see these Azer, they're kind of peeking out their little windows at the three of you, and then as you're running by, they kind of look the other way, and they're like, oh! You see them all start to scatter. They're also, you can see Brazzen, he's speaking to a few of the other Azers. And Xaaxa, give me a perception check, see if you can hear this.
Probably not. That's a 6 + 1.
No, you can't make out what he's saying, but you can see he has very angry gestures, and you can see he's swinging his hammer like over his head, and then he kind of points back to where the group of you are, as you're kind of running up toward them.
Oh, I don't care about that. Don't have time for this. Where's our ship?
The ship is on the far side of the town, so you have about 3/4 of the town to run through still to get to the ship. You're probably, 300 feet away.
Keep running to the ship.
Yeah, that's the plan?
Yeah.
Okay. So you continue to move.
I assume that I can't use my double jump thing if I'm carrying her.
Yeah, I'd say probably not. I might have you do an athletics check if it's a natural 20.
No, that's fine. I
we'll
was
make
just
it
trying to see
happen.
if I could like spring away with her.
You're moving pretty fast. You're moving like 20 feet faster than everyone else each round. So you're definitely... Well,
No, I know, but if I
yeah.
use my thing, I could double my...
Right.
So then I'd be basically there waving at you guys like, suckers.
The Azer, Brazzen, turns to you as you're all running by, and he's like, "Where are you going? You're abandoning us, and you caused this?"
We're abandoning you? You should all be abandoning here!
This is our home!
I thought you wanted to defend your home!
What did you say?
I thought you wanted to defend your home.
Well, it's crumbling around us. How are we supposed to defend it?
How the frell should I know?
And everyone, I'm assuming, keeps running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, as you continue to run, you see a couple of them begin to give chase after you, and then just kind of give up after a few moments as you approach the stairwell to your ship. You can run up inside, and you are now currently in the engine room at the far end of the ship.
Before we get onto the ship,
Mhm.
how far away is the fire elemental from us again?
It's still about 100 feet. It has now gotten into the town, and it seems like it is just knocking buildings over left and right.
Oh, I feel bad.
Yeah.
That's if you ever tough and stuff, girl.
But also, they ran away from us when...
Right, true that.
Yeah, so... Never mind.
Never mind. All right. So you can you run up into the engine room. What's the plan? 3 of you are still conscious.
I'm always going to
I
put my
will.
Minerva down.
Yeah. On the engine
Well,
room
I
floor.
gently. Like drop, yeah.
You take
So,
two
Yeah.
damage.
Well, I mean, or if that's not where we want to put her down, because obviously I'm not doing anything with her, so I guess I'll wait to make sure that's where we're gonna stay for the moment.
I'm going to run until Cooper.
No need to run. I'm going to cast Minor Illusion as a sound, as a scream, and say, "Get us out of here!"
Okay.
And yes, it booms and echoes through the ship. As you yell this, a few seconds later, the stairwell begins to close up behind you, and you can hear the engines and the infernal fires right where you are begin to bellow and enlarge, and the ship begins to slowly get up off the ground. Now, it seems as though the ship is having a bit more difficulty than normal, possibly due to the heat. But at the moment, it seems okay. As the ship begins to raise into the air, you see multiple structures in the village just being destroyed. And anytime this elemental will toss down flame at these Azers, it looks like it does absolutely nothing to them. But their town is just being completely wiped out. Over the intercom, you hear, I'm guessing we need to make a quick escape.
That would be correct, sir.
How is everyone?
Minerva is down.
Oh, send Tita up here.
Oh, you remember my name this time?
Send the bug guy up.
Right? Wait, with her? Does he mean with her? No.
Didn't specify.
Alright, so I'm gonna put her down, and then I'm gonna go.
Alright. So you run up there, and he goes, "Where's Minerva?"
I'm gonna go.
No, just hold the controls. I'll go there.
Oh, that's right, I can fly. Okay.
So he gives you the controls. Now, you're not a professional flyer of this ship.
but
You can fly those little pods, but you know kind of what you're doing.
I mean, I can keep us from...
Yeah, give me an intelligence check. Minerva. Some time passes, but you feel the
Guys, we might be
energy
going down.
fill your body once again. And you come to 1 hit point. Just one. And he's like, "All right, we head back to the cockpit." What'd you get?
Oh, no.
3? Oh, good. So you're like... You're in this scramble, like, oh my god, I gotta get us out of here.
Which is funny, because last time, nat 20, we were soaring
Yeah. You start just pressing buttons.
You know why? It's because I haven't smoked, so I don't know what I'm looking at.
Very fair, very fair.
You just come in there scrambling, like, where are my edibles? Like, I don't know.
Cooper is looking at the three of you, and he's like, all right, I'm gonna head back to the cockpit. We gotta get out of here. This is bad. And you kind of like look out the engine room window, and you can see this massive elemental just kind of trying to reach up to the ship. And he starts to run back, but then the whole ship just
All you can see is my 4 arms pressing all of the buttons.
What Tita didn't notice was there was one of those rock outcropping spires with a little bit of lava, like one of these right here. And you didn't notice it, and just as you're starting to turn the ship, just into the side of it. Let's see how badly the ship is damaged. Oh, just minor scrapes and bruises to the ship. Dings and
Minerva like sits up like as Cooper is leaving and just like sees him go, and then the ship. And
Yeah,
then
you see him just kind of slam into the wall. What is going on?
The ship shakes and she just like lies back down.
He's like, I gotta go deal with this. And he starts running back to the front of the ship. The 3 of you are in the engine room. What would you like to do?
I am lying on the ground.
I'm also
not
laying
getting
on
up.
the ground.
Xaaxa?
Well, that probably the jerk probably put me on the ground.
Yeah, probably.
So I'm also laying on the ground.
I just on the ground. Cooper gets up to where you are. He's like, What did you do?"
Literally, I'm in there and just all my arms are just like...
He's like, move out of the way. And he just kind of like slides you across, and he slams one particular button, which kind of levels out the ship, and then he starts to bring forward. He's like, we got to get back to that nexus point. Get in one of those pods and be prepared to fire if anything comes our way. Now!
Roger that. I will, I guess, sprint over to the pod.
Alright.
Whichever one I went into the last time.
I'm going to do a fire integrity roll for the ship. See how the shields are holding up right now.
Oh
Ooh, not good at all.
Fantastic.
That slam must have jostled the shielding equipment. And as he's flying and he's kind of pushing you out of the way to move, you just see that ever so slight, like purplish glow that encompasses the ship as the shield just go. And now there's no shield, and it's becoming slowly. It is becoming very hot inside the ship.
My antenna started to
Yeah, start to raise back
like
up.
they were just down.
All right, I'm going to do a roll to see how well he can pilot everyone out of here. Okay. So yeah, it seems to be smooth sailing for a bit. However, he's heading in the direction where the center of the center of the elemental chaos was, because the nexus point is further toward that. And as he's heading in that direction, you can just see as you look below. Well, I would say Tita, because you're in that little pod. Looking down below, there is just no ground, no earth. The fire has gone out. All of the molten earth has just crumbled out into astral space, and the fire is slowly going out further and further down this line of elemental energy.
Cool.
Anything in particular you want to do, or no?
I mean, no. I basically just kind of ran in there because that's what he told me to do. So I'm just gonna kind of. Do we have like an intercom thing? Like, can I yell to him in the thing?
Yeah.
Or, like...
Well, not from those pods, but like you can't communicate to him. He can go on the comms and communicate with all of you. At the moment,
so
if you guys buy the equipment to upgrade it,
so then for no reason, because he thinks he's gonna hear him, I'm just gonna yell obviously and be like, "What am I supposed to be doing?" Like, and then just kind of sit. And that's
just kind of sit. So as everyone is laying there, it is getting hotter and hotter in the ship. However, finally, it may be half hour or so flying through to get to where this center point and this nexus point are. You hear Kubrick over the intercom again, and he says, there's a couple exits from here. We could go through the one that we came in through, or we could head out into a different section of the galaxy. I'll leave that up to you, Captain. And he is waiting your orders.
So she just kind of like still like is lying there for a little bit, and she just mutters in Celestial, and essentially she says that, like, not that anyone can understand, but she says, "I'm sorry, Azazel, I'm sorry," and then she stands up and heads to the cockpit.
Okay. A few minutes later, you enter. Are the two of you staying on the ground in the engine room?
Yep.
The metal beneath you that you are laying on is feeling hotter and hotter by the minute.
Great.
I will get up and move off of the metal.
Yeah, I guess I
Go somewhere that's not hot to lean on, I guess.
So yeah, you could head to your bedrooms. You could head to that like couch area in the rec room. There's a few different spots.
I'm gonna
that you
go to
can...
my room.
Sure. So you head to your room.
I will go to the couch in the rec room.
Sure.
Is this like the central area?
Yeah.
In case I need to hurry and get to somewhere else.
Okay. And then you're still in the pod, obviously.
Yeah.
Whenever you make your way to the cockpit, head into the little bush door, and you see Kubrick there, and he kind of turns. He's like, "What do you think, Captain? We can head to the left, which is the way we came in, or we can head to the right, which is part of the ash system."
Which one is closer?
They're about the same point. We can just hook a left or a right.
Let's avoid the ash system. Let's go out the way we came in.
Very good. And yeah, after a few moments, you can see the fiery nexus points, and he just threw one of those, and ends up back into regular astral space. I would like to see what type of damage the ship received from the heat. know. As you are now flying in astral space, things have calmed down. Shields are completely out, as well as the 2 main guns on your ship. What would you all like to do?
Am I still in the cockpit?
I would say at this moment, yeah.
Okay. So I would like to ask Kubrick, I guess. Do you know of any nearby inhabitable places?
Not really. It's at least a 3-day journey anywhere. The closest place would be Isgard, which is kind of where we came from. If we had gone out the other way, we could have hit a couple of the hell planets.
Yeah, we probably would not have found help there.
Yeah.
Set a course for Isgard.
Very well, Captain. And he does so. What are the rest of you doing?
I'm gonna go get something to eat because we haven't really eaten anything all day besides Tita.
Yep.
I mean, I'm probably gonna leave the escape pod and just go eat again anyway.
Yeah.
But also, I'm just kind of like trying to relax and like I want to tell everybody to like have a meeting to like talk about like what we're gonna do
Mm-hmm.
and
Okay.
everything. What is our game plan?
So you want to try to gather everyone?
Yeah.
All right. Is everyone in compliance with that? Everyone feel like gathering up? No?
Xaaxa's going to his room.
Okay.
No book in hand.
Oh. No book in hand. All right.
What's wrong with him?
I think he picked up on something that no one else did.
Okay. Okay. I'm excited to see what this might be.
Flonk,
So-
is it alright if we talk tomorrow? I think it would be best if everyone rest after all that.
Okay, I guess.
You should be resting too.
Okay, so is everyone getting an evening's rest?
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
getting a snack first, but then yeah.
Yeah.
Tita,
One
you've had a
rest.
long day of no moss. It seems.
I know.
I
I know, and then I poured out
know.
like, oh.
And then you lost an edible to that Azer.
Then I lost it. Oh my god, why did he do that?
Once Kubrick presumably leaves the cockpit and goes like to bed, I would like to go sit in the cockpit.
Okay, just kind of look out into the empty expanse.
Yeah, and I'm gonna put in the sequence that I know to contact the Halo ship.
Okay, so you're looking to speak to Zanesi?
Whoever's gonna pick up. I mean, I'm assuming that it's gonna be Zanesi, but really whoever on the Halo picks up.
Sure. So yeah, you enter the codes in and it kind of rings and rings. And Zanesi, if you'd like to turn on your mic, you can answer if you'd like to.
Hello?
Hi. Something happened, and I thought you should hear it from me before you hear it from Azazel. I failed at what he sent me to do. Whatever it was inside the center of the elemental chaos is out. The Great Inferno is out. The impossible depths are frozen. It all just.
Oh.
And I can't imagine that he wouldn't tell you about it, so I wanted to tell you myself so that it's. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
What now?
I don't know.
Do you want me to tell everybody else, or?
If anyone is around right now, I would prefer to tell them myself, but I understand since it's late, if everyone's sleeping, that's fine.
Yeah. I think everybody's out already.
Okay. Well, if they don't hear it from Azazel tonight, then I'll call tomorrow and explain things in a little bit more detail to everyone.
Sounds like a plan.
I'm sorry.
No. I'm sure things are gonna work out.
She just groans and hangs up.
All right. What would you like to do after that call? Go to bed? All right. So Minerva, you head to bed, and a similar effect happens. It's the one that you are used to. You hear in the back of your mind's eye, Minerva, let me in.
She resists.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay.
Not like out of like anger. Like she's just scared. It's not like a oh, I defy you. It's like a no, I am scared. Don't touch me.
I see. So as you are dreaming of just a blank black abyss, you hear this voice and you resist. And the feeling of the overbearing presence of Azazel fades away. And everyone gets a long night's rest.
Can she? If...
Yes?
Cause like she's also okay. Cause she's scared, but this is also the only person that is like somewhat like a guardian to her. So like at the last moment, she is not aware whether she thinks or says it, but she just goes, wait.
The presence in your mind's eye fades away. And you are left with empty dreams, just black void for the evening. And you all come to in the morning, feeling much better than you did before. However, Minerva, you feel a bit worse. Not physically, not sick, but just your soul aches. And with that, what would you like to do on your second day of astral space travel?
I am in bed.
I'm gonna probably get up, get a snack, do the bong water, and then I'm heading back to that video game. I can't let up on that.
Yes, all right.
I gotta go back to that.
Yeah, so do you want to give me a dexterity check?
7.
7. Yeah, you get as far as you have before.
Oh, God damn it, level 4.
You get to level 5.
Still no.
You get in there, but within like 30 seconds each time, you just fail out. There's like this one boss spaceship that you just can't get out of it.
Alright, I'm gonna take one of my
Can't
little.
take it
Can I
out.
take
You're
one of
not
my?
leading him. You gotta lead him.
Can I take one of my little arms and like punch the wall or something?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I just- I don't want to punch the game because I know if I do that, I'll
A
probably
bit of an
break
echo
it,
kind
so.
of banging metal.
Alright, so then I'm gonna
Turns
go
out.
back to my room because I'm mad, and yeah, we'll like smoke a little bit and then just like chill, I guess, in my room because I'm just grumpy now.
Xaaxa, what are you doing?
He's studying his notes over and over again, looking for something he missed.
And Xaaxa, you did see the impossible depths freeze over. I have a feeling that's what you were thinking about earlier.
Yes.
Give me an intelligence check.
That is 10 plus 2.
You think about it for a bit, and you think that if that freezing water, that like ice, continues all the way through the entire plane of water, something bad could happen to your planet, since the impossible depths, your planet's like a water wheel, half wedged in, and that's what rotates your planet. With it frozen, you don't know what is happening with your planet at the moment. I don't know if it's stuck in place, if it has broken, no idea. But that is, you get that inkling feeling that some disaster could take place on your planet. Anything that you would like to be doing while thinking about this?
Just reviewing notes on everything he's taken from the planet to see if there's any hope of it still being.
Yeah, and you can surmise that if it were to freeze solid, your planet would not rotate. It might not be disastrous for the planet, however, it could have some serious lasting effects as well. If the planet doesn't get sun on one side, it's going to be very, very cold, crops won't grow, it could just have a butterfly effect on the planet.
Yeah.
Plunk, what are you doing?
I'm going to wake up and go out to the ship, kind of see if anybody's like out there. Nobody's really.
No, Minerva's in her room, Xaaxa's in his room, Tita was out there but has already gone back to his room.
I'm gonna grab something to eat and then go into the like training room and
Do a little bit
train.
of work there.
Yeah.
Alright. Just give me an attack roll with your bow. See how well you are practicing it up.
19 plus 5.
Yeah, you are pretty much showing up any type of shots that Minerva's had in this. Any bolts that are sticking in the target, you're just bullseyeing and splitting arrows. And
So proud of you.
very good. Alright, so as 3 of you are moping around and one is practicing.
Such a somber day on the ship.
Seriously. After an hour or two, Minerva's gonna get up and she's not like gonna put her hair back or anything, so it kind of just like is a mess. And she's gonna go to the cockpit and she is going to tell Kubrick, "Go take a break, get some food. I can
Sure,
take
yeah.
care of this. Yeah, I can take care of this."
Oh, very well, thank you.
Yeah.
He gets up and heads to the mess hall.
And then she's gonna type in the sequence to contact the Halo again.
Alright, so you reach out to Zinesi once again. Zinesi, are you ready over there?
Hello?
Is everyone ready? Are they around?
Yeah, everybody's around.
Good. Could you bring them here? I'm gonna give you some information about what happened that I think you should be aware of.
Yeah, alright, just give me a second.
Take your time.
Sorry, I'm just looking for my notes on all of them.
They'll be here when Aaron's done with his notes.
Oh, I'm ready. So
Oh,
ready.
okay.
So ready.
Then they're here.
What?
She said they're there.
Oh, yeah, everyone's standing around just waiting on Minerva.
So I'm assuming that you all received some sort of message from Ms. Aziel, and I don't know what the details of that message were, but I want to tell you the details of what happened, just because there are things that you should be aware of.
And you can see, actually no, you can't see, you can only hear, but you can hear your best friend, Onlum, and that's
My
sarcasm.
Best friend.
He's like, well, you really screwed the pooch on that one, huh, Minerva?
You're gonna shut up and listen? Or, because if not, you can just leave. I can tell this to people that are actually going to help and consider the information.
You know I'm gonna help. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. So, we got to the center of the elemental chaos and there was this black, pulsing sphere there. One of our companions was dragged into it and something else came out. I don't know what it was, but when it came out, it took the form that my companion had. But it was... I don't know, I can't really describe what it was, but it was very opaque. You could almost see through it. But the form that it has currently, I don't know how it changes. I don't know if that is something you can do often, but the form that it has currently is roughly a, like, thin, 4-foot tall appearance of a girl. I asked what it was. It did not tell me, but after it came out of the center, the entire sphere just collapsed and the elemental planes started, well...
Is your companion okay? The one that got sucked in?
She's okay. We're all okay. We managed to leave before the Great Inferno crumbled out from under us.
Oh, Minerva, I'm so happy to hear that you're okay.
Thanks. I hope that all of you are okay too, but...
Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. What do you expect us to do to help you?
I'm not sure if I really expect anything, but I wanted to tell you about the entity that broke loose in case you come into contact with it, or in case you see something strange. Another thing that happened when the Great Inferno shut down, which I assumed happened in the other planes, are different elemental creatures just poured out, so we might be looking at more threats popping up in places. I guess, I don't know. I don't need you to, at this point, interfere with anything I'm doing. I'm sure Azazel doesn't want you around me anyway, but just have this information so that you can take care of yourself, and if there are any other places you need to swoop into.
That's fair. Any vulnerabilities, communities that you know about? Something that might help us?
I'm not sure if this is a vulnerability or something that really is applicable, but once we got my companion back, she was very, very cold. I'm not sure if that tells us that this entity is also cold in nature, but I don't know.
Yeah, I guess that could be a bit useful.
Well, do with that what you will, I guess.
All right. Let's.
Our ship is heading to Isgard right now, but that's about it.
All right. Well, Spite Team, let's assemble and figure out if we can track this thing. Whereabouts? You said it left the elemental chaos. Whereabouts did it go?
Do I remember which direction it flew off?
Yeah, it kind of shot up and then off toward the airplane. Not like an airplane, but
No, yeah, like
the
the
airplane,
elemental
the plane of elemental air.
Yeah, it went towards...
Like an airplane.
Yeah,
like an airplane. It went towards the elemental plane of air, but after what happened, I'm not entirely sure what state that elemental plane is in, and I'm not sure which bordering star system it would have gone in, but at least that narrows it down to one half of the galaxy that it flew to.
All right, well, I suppose we'll attempt to at least try to track this, or at least find it. If we hear anything, I'll have Zanesi reach out.
Be careful. I don't know if right now pursuing it would be wise, but I can't stop you, so if you do, be very careful.
All right, sure. And he's like, all right, well, I'm gonna start tracking it then. And you can hear like his heavy metal gauntlet,
Clunk,
boot
clunk,
feet,
clunk.
clunk, clunk, clunk.
The guitar comes in.
Modron, you just hear him be like, Minerva, just try to be careful. I really don't want anything to happen to you.
I'm more worried about you guys at this point if you're trying to track the thing.
Yeah, don't worry about us. Well, we know what we're doing.
Alright, well, you be careful too, alright? I want to see you in one piece again.
Sure we will.
Alright. Talk to you later.
Bye. Bye, Minerva.
Bye.
And Zanessa, you're hanging up?
Yep.
All right. So you get off this call, and the screen goes black, and you kind of lift your head up to look back out the glass, and you see in the distance a ship, maybe double the size of yours, slowly heading in your direction. And that is where we're going to end for the evening.
As if we need any more problems happening right now.
Right. Well, thank you all so much for being here. I'm going to give, let's see, who is getting ifs today? Well, I feel like you all deserve an if. That was a fantastic, overall, that was a fantastic, but again, thank you all so much for watching. We'll be back here next week, 7 p.m. on Monday. And definitely check out our YouTube channel if you missed any of the previous episodes and today's.
Yep. New episode will be up at 10 a.m. on Friday.
That's right.
On YouTube.
Thank you all. Have a great night.